So this is just going to be episode 1, part 2, because I can't bother to stitch the 2 videos together. The short version is basically I can't go with Angel to help with the car stuff, and we don't know when they're going to pick it up anyway, so I'm going to provide some light, hopefully entertaining content for Angel whilst waiting for that to happen, and obviously for all of you beautiful people out there. Brian, this is Daisy. She's reading The Brothers Karamazov. Her teacher tells me that she has the reading comprehension skills of a high schooler. Duncan, how old is she? Also, I believe Amanda is voiced by Eric Ishii. I think Brian is Jack Patillo from Rooster Teeth / Achievement Hunter. Brian, 10. She's a precocious little youngster.
What?
Amanda, whoa! Hey. My natural dad instinct kicks in. I must brag about my child's accomplishments. I know that style of music. Oh no, it's happening. Yep, we're in Pokemon now. Brian, go on, Daisy. Tell them about yourself. Daisy, Brian, that's my girl. Duncan, Amanda, get in there. Amanda, okay. Duncan's HP 80. Brian's HP 80. Daughter. Can't switch daughters. Amanda is your only daughter. Duncan's HP 80. Brian's HP 80. Item. Grade card. You pull a wrinkled copy of Amanda's last grade card out of your back pocket. Amanda, Dad. Awesome grades. Brian loses 25 hit points. Brian, you really carry that around everywhere? Ouch. Maybe it is kind of weird. You lose 5 hit points. Brian, Daisy just started a weekly chess club at her elementary school computer lab. Oh yeah, we're that, Dad. There are times I would like to switch daughters. Ooh, shots fired in chat. She's the president too, of course. Amanda, dang, my high school doesn't have a chess club or a computer lab. You lose 10 hit points. Duncan's HP 65. Brian's HP 55. Brag. Duncan, Amanda here just recently won a local photography award. Brian, wow, congratulations. Brian loses 10 hit points. Brian, Daisy actually just won a statewide poetry contest. You lose 15 hit points. Duncan's HP 50. Brian's HP 45. Photo. Fumbling through your phone's browser, you managed to pull up a photo of Amanda winning her 10th grade spelling bee. Brian, wow, congratulations, Amanda. Daisy's getting prepped for her annual spelling bee right now. Hopefully, this will be her 3rd win in a row. Yikes, you lose 5 hit points. Brian, Daisy sold enough candy bars this year to get the top prize, a canoe. Daisy, we're taking it out next weekend. How is that even possible? Amanda could barely get one of those sticky hand things. It's extra powerful. You lose 20 hit points. Duncan's HP 25. Brian's 45. I don't think there's a way to win this, but we're gonna brag. Duncan, last week, unprompted, Amanda helped an old woman with her grocery bag. It's extra powerful. Brian loses 20 hit points. Brian, did I mention Daisy said her first word at 10 months? Daddy. Amanda's was potty. Still cute. Maybe this isn't the time to bring it up. Oh, hey, a bot. And bam. You lose 10 hit points. Duncan's HP 15. Brian's HP 25. Oh, I'm on the ropes. Brag. Duncan, Amanda's in all honors classes this semester. Brian loses 10 hit points. Brian, oh, really? I'm actually talking to Daisy's teachers about having her skip a grade. Even Amanda kind of bristles at that one. You lose 20 hit points. Dang, he's really got us beat. Brian, boy, it's been such a treat getting to meet you two. Did he have to add insult to injury by being such a gracious winner? So, Brian, I take it you guys are new to the neighborhood? Duncan, we just moved in. Do you live around here? Brian, yeah, we live in that cul-de-sac down next to the coffee shop. Amanda, what a coincidence. That's where we live too. Brian, small world. Yeah, Daisy and I are in that little ranch-style house on the corner. And Maxwell, Brian. Don't forget Maxwell, the most important member of the family. I know that house. It's just like ours, but slightly bigger and better landscaped. Does this guy have to outdo me at everything? Duncan, what a lovely place. Hey. Brian, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Really nice meeting you guys. We'll have to stop by at some point. You'll have to stop by at some point, sorry. Why do I look like an anemic vampire? Please, it's Professor Duncan, man. Amanda, yeah, definitely. Bye. Brian and Daisy walk further into the park with Maxwell happily trotting along in tow. I made fake Geralt of Rivia because that's who Professor Donkey Man is. Read up on your channel lore, babe. I'm gonna have to create a lore Bible, obviously. Duncan, ... Do you get the feeling that he was trying to one-up us? Amanda, trying and succeeding! I can't believe that kid's only 10. What was I even doing at her age? Duncan, I believe you had a bit of a thing for horses. Amanda, shame that didn't pan out. Could have majored in comparative horse studies. Well, that told you. I apologise, babe. Also, yes, I'm an anemic vampire myself, obviously. So. Duncan, it's not too late to minor in horse creative writing. Amanda, too close to the truth, Dad.
Aww.
Let us never again speak of the fantastic adventures of Sir Horsington the Brave, an epic in 7 parts by Amanda Mann. I knew that name would come back to bite us in the butt, and there it is. We laugh off the horse epic and walk around the park a bit more, enjoying the day. We'll unpack. Duncan, we should head home. I'm going to need 4 hours minimum to figure out how to build my new bed, and I'd like to not have to sleep on the floor tonight. Everyone needs to know how to use power tools. It's true. I get to work unpacking the various boxes around the living room. A couple hours pass and I get some good work done. The washer-dryer unit is both washing and drying, and we can actually walk through the living room without tripping over boxes. Hey, that sounds like we need to play unpacking. Duncan, first visitor already? I walk over to the door and open it. Hello? A handsome, clean-cut man stands at my door, brandishing a plate of cookies. Love that game. It's a good game. Also, cookies? Duncan, hello? Oh no, it's this guy.
Wow.
So Angel and I watched a playthrough of this when it first came out, but that was years ago at this point, so I remember basically nil, apart from this guy is like a priest or something, I think. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Joseph, I'm your next door neighbour. He's here for Amanda right here. Duncan. Oh, yes, hi, I'm Duncan. That's what my name is. Angel disapproves of this guy. Yeah. Joseph, I saw the moving van and thought I'd bring over some cookies. My daughter Christy wanted to let you know she baked them herself. Joseph leans in and whispers. But between you and me, she just sprinkled on the chocolate chips.
Good one.
We both share a laugh. Kids, right? Amanda, wow, cookies, huh? So nice to meet you. Joseph hands her the plate of cookies with a smile. That's a me smile. If you've ever seen The Corpse Bride, telling me to smile for a picture feels very much like oh gosh, what's his name? Victoria's father, when he's told to smile, and it's like, and it's like his mouth is all quivery as he tries to force a smile out of it. That's what it feels like to me when I'm told to smile. Amanda, ... Well, thanks for the cookies.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Lawrence of Arabia. Amanda disappears with the cookies. Van Dort is Victor, though. Everglot. Lord Everglot. Is it Everglot? Yes, because Barkus is the villain. Amanda disappears with the cookies. Duncan. Amanda, come... And she's gone. That's my daughter. Her name is Amanda. She's a charmer. Joseph. Daughters are tough. Sons are also tough. Children in general are just... tough. Duncan, I hear that. I mean, there'd have to be something wrong with you to try to raise more than 2. We do have cookies tonight with some raspberry and white chocolate cookies. Joseph, I have 4 kids. What have you done? Duncan. Oh, I meant suddenly the day is better. Yeah, babe, got fish and couscous followed by cookies. We are so middle class.
Oh.
Joseph, don't worry. You didn't mean to be rude. Oh no. This is the first neighbour I've met and my social life is already in a tailspin. I wonder if it's too late to move again. Duncan. Yeah, okay.
Hey?
Joseph, is the missus around? Duncan. No. Not anymore. She died.
Okay.
Joseph. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss. Duncan, no. No, it's alright. Wow, this is uncomfortable. We stand there quietly for a moment, acutely aware of how awkward we both made things. It's me in a video game. Yep, just anytime the social awkwardness, that's me. Joseph, I'm sorry, can you close the door real quick? I look at Joseph quizzically, but comply. After a second, I hear a knock on the door, opening it. I see Joseph standing there with a huge smile. Did I make the main character Professor Donkey Man? Ari, you'll find out in but a moment.
Oh.
Joseph, hey, I'm your new neighbor, Joseph. I promise not to talk about your dead spouse this time. I'm throwing a barbecue for the cul-de-sac, and I'd love for you to come by and meet the rest of the neighbors in that community. What do you say, pal?
Oh.
Ari, there's your answer. That sounds great. My daughter Amanda and I would love to stop by. His name, Ari, is Duncan Man. Of course, it makes his daughter's name Amanda Man, but these are the sacrifices we make. Also, 4 kids is a perfectly normal amount of children to have. We shake hands to seal the deal.
Hey.
Joseph, well, neighbour, I'll see you at 3 PM sharp on Saturday. Duncan, sure thing, neighbour. Joseph starts walking away, but stops to think for a second and turns around. Hey, Joseph, hey, in all seriousness, raising a kid on your own can't be easy. If you ever need to talk about stuff, I'm the youth minister at the church down the street. Duncan, oh, I don't know, I wouldn't really consider myself a youth.
Wink.
Thanks for saying wink, Joseph. Joseph, you look pretty young to me, but suit yourself. And with that, Joseph's gone. Amanda, he seemed nice. Amanda walks back into the living room, crumbs on her face and cookie in hand. Duncan, that was the smoothest recover I've ever seen. I should be taking notes. Amanda, see? You're already fitting in great. Duncan, where'd those cookies go? Amanda, they're gone. I'm sorry.
Yes.
If it makes you feel any better, they weren't very good. Duncan, so you ate all of them anyway? Amanda. Duncan, I guess that makes it break time. Amanda, any ideas? I could use some coffee. Duncan, I'm feeling a little sluggish, and coffee seems like the more responsible option than just taking a nap. Amanda, I'm proud of you. We walk down the street to the Coffee Spoon, a cute little place on the corner.
All right.
Amanda, man, this is in such convenient walking distance from our place. Duncan, I mean, I guess. Amanda, what's wrong? Duncan, why would I go somewhere else and drink coffee on a couch when I could just drink better coffee at home, on my own couch, and not have to make awkward eye contact with other people? Duncan is speaking to me right now. I don't drink coffee, but still speaking to me right now. At least when I'm home, some random guy isn't going to come up and sit on the recliner next to me, and I won't feel, like, a little weird about it, because technically he's not sitting at my table, but he is very much within my personal zone. Amanda, Dad. Duncan, what's the etiquette when you have a dirty mug? Is there a bin? Do you go set it up on the counter because you don't know where else to put it? Or do you leave it there and feel your face flush hot with shame as you consider the possibility that there is, in fact, a bin somewhere just out of sight, and now you're that jerk who left their mug? Amanda, Dad, are you just afraid to meet new people? Amanda, that is a totally fair and valid thing to be. Duncan, yes, Amanda. We walk inside.
Hey.
The inside of the coffee shop is also very cute. The inside of the coffee shop is incredibly warm and inviting. Vinyl records line the walls. What if you want to leave with your leftover coffee? Exactly, Satet. What if you don't have that travel mug, but you want to take the coffee with you? All of this you can do at home. You can't do in a coffee shop. The inside of the coffee shop is incredibly warm and inviting. Vinyl records line the walls and patrons lounge around on well-worn-in couches. Some cool tunes spin on a record player next to a little stage.
Hey.
Matt, welcome to the Coffee Spoon, guys. How's it going? Amanda, what's with the name?
Oh.
Matt, oh, it's kind of dumb.
Hey.
It gets mentioned in this poem I like, and I thought it was a good idea at the time. And I suppose now it's still a good idea because, like, the business is still running. But people ask me that question all the time, and I give them the same answer every time, and now I'm standing here rambling, and I'm sure we're all getting more and more uncomfortable the more I keep talking, but man, we're in it now, and I can't stop.
Hey.
Duncan. Amanda. Matt. So what'll it be? I scan the chalkboard menu, and am immediately overwhelmed. Duncan, I'll have a... The Ant will order a band. We'll have an Ice Tegan and Sarah. Matt, good choice. Duncan, I don't get it. Matt, oh, it's a pun. Tegan and Sarah are this really awesome Canadian indie band formed in 1995. They were nominated for a Grammy in 2013 and are known for being masters of not only pop hits, but meaningful lyricism.
Hey.
I'm doing the thing again.
Oh.
But going right up. And for you? Amanda, I'll have a macchiato DeMarco, please.
Oh.
Matt, coming right up. Do you want that as small, medium, or Biggie Smalls? Matt's really going to do us like that, huh? Postulate that Amanda is adopted? She is, because I made that choice. You can choose if she's your birth child or adopted. And I went with adopted because Professor Donkey Man adopts children. He's just that good. Duncan, medium?
Huh.
Amanda, wait, is Biggie Smalls big or small? Matt, I should change that, shouldn't I? Matt sets to making our drinks, and Amanda and I take a seat on one of the couches. But if you, the picture, obviously if you're two men, then she's probably going to be adopted. But the picture that was at the bottom of the stack of pictures that we were looking through, was a woman of color, so equally she could be born our birth daughter. Anyway, Duncan? What's his deal?
Yeah.
Amanda, let the man make his puns. They're cooler bands than you listen to anyway. Duncan, hey, Scar was cool once. This couch is actually pretty comfy. Maybe not comfier than our couch, but it's alright. Good lumbar support. You sink right into it. Oof, Scar. Oh yeah, we were... Duncan Mann was a member of a Scar band. Was it the Scarmunist Manifesto? Okay. It's comfier than our couch. Amanda nudges me. Amanda, this place is right next to our house, and that guy seems not only cool, but also just as uncomfortable with talking to other people as you are. You should totally become friends with him. Duncan, I don't know. Amanda, come on! What do we say about meeting new people? Duncan, I can't meet new people if I always stay inside, and also don't go outside, and also don't talk to people. Amanda, see? We're making progress. Matt sets our drinks down at our table and I have a sip. The iced Teagle and Vera is delicious. It is actually me, isn't it, babe? I feel personally attacked by Amanda right now. Amanda, hi, we're new in the neighborhood. I'm Amanda. This is my dad, Duncan.
Hey.
Matt, oh, right on. Pleased to meet you both.
Hey, yeah.
You ought to come by when my daughter's hanging around the shop. You two might get along. Duncan, yeah, I'm sure we'll maybe come in from time to time. Amanda kicks my leg from under the table. Duncan, I'm sure we'll be in here a lot. Amanda, is you trying to drag me outside? You're not wrong, babe.
Hey.
Matt, you know what? Let me get your guys' opinion on something. Or guys' opinion on something. Matt goes into the back and comes out with a fresh plate of something that smells amazing. Matt, I'm working on a new banana bread recipe and I need help coming up with a name for it. Duncan, well, I think we're going to have to taste test it first so we can get the full flavour profile of, you know, and really appreciate the flavour sensations of... Amanda nods vigorously. She knows this game. Amanda, yeah, we need to give that Nana bread a taste if you want us doing free creative labour. I think that would be commensurate with... I've taught her well. We have trained for this day. He seems sweet and wholesome. I think a lot of the characters in this are really cool, from what I remember. Matt, I was just going to give you guys free banana bread anyway. Duncan. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Angel might have a patience issue occasionally, but her endurance is godly. Let's put it that way. When putting it with my BS. Right. Yes. That. Matt serves us each a piece. Amanda and I happily chow down. Amanda, this is amazing.
Hey, dude.
Okay, so the music's a bit loud compared to the voice lines, but I like the music. Chat, I can turn the music off if you want me to, so it's just the voice lines. Oh, I chose the cat shirt, Ari, specifically for you. I reward my regulars here. It's a choice. Matt, thanks. The secret ingredient is bananas. So, any ideas? I'm stumped. Duncan, well, I might only be able to give you a dad banned puns, but I'll give it a shot. Thank you, I fucking love it. I knew you would. Right, so we've got the Dead Kennedys, the Grateful Dead, and Right Said Fred. I like Grateful Banana Bread, if I'm being honest. Hello, Des. How are you doing? What are you feeling, chat? Banana Bread Kennedys, Grateful Banana Bread, or Right Said Banana Bread? I think these two work better. Banana Bread Kennedys and Right Said Banana Bread work better than Grateful Banana Bread. I just like the use of brackets here. We've got one vote for the Grateful Dead. I'm not doing too bad, Des. Very tired. The day's been a bit weird, but so far it's getting better. Keep your opinion out of puns. That's fair, Harry. Right, we're going with the Grateful Banana Bread. Oh, he doesn't like the Grateful Dead. Duncan, like the jam rock band fronted by Jerry Garcia. Matt, that actually has a nice ring to it, but he didn't like it. He didn't like. When was the autosave? A while ago. Never mind. Really?
Hey.
Yeah, Grateful Banana Bread. Strong decisions. That's all, baby. Duncan. Matt, I wanted to say baby because I thought it would sound cool, but once I said it, I realized that it just doesn't sound good coming out of my mouth, and maybe I should just leave saying baby to the professionals.
Oh. Hey.
Enjoy your coffee. Duncan, thanks, baby.
Hey.
Matt, see, it sounds good when you say it. Across the way, a man catches my eye. There's Robert. He's the bad boy. Would you believe? Across the way, a man catches my eye. He sits by himself, brooding over a cup of coffee. Our eyes meet just for a moment. Don't sleep with him. It's actually an achievement to sleep with him on the first date. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I hastily look away, hoping he didn't catch me staring. Who is that? For those who weren't here at the start during character creation, you can be a trans man in this. There are 3 binder bods. Air quote because I really don't like the word bod, but there we go. That's just personal preference. And they're the same as the non-binder bods, just with a binder, with the addition of a binder, which is pretty cool. We finish up our drinks and head out.
Hey.
Matt, thanks for stopping in. I'm going to leave the discussion as to whether or not Professor Donkey Man is cis or trans for a later time. That'll be eventually. Duncan, take care. Amanda, okay. Now that we're full of caffeine, where to? I need a nap, apparently. Amanda, we just had coffee. Duncan, have you ever known me to play by the rules? Your father is a rebel, sweetie. Now all aboard the train to Sleepy Time Junction. As we're walking home, I hear heavy footsteps come up behind us. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Duncan! Bro!
Bro!
I turn around and am greeted by a familiar face jogging up to us. Duncan. Craig?
Oh.
Craig. Bro! Duncan. Bro.
Oh.
Holy... Wow, I haven't seen Craig in forever.
Hmm?
Craig. It's been too long, dude. Duncan. Yeah. Wow, you look great.
Hey!
Craig. Yeah. I cleaned up my act. Cleaned up his act? Are you kidding me? He's ripped. This child does look permanently... That child has seen some things. Duncan, Amanda, this is my friend Craig. We went to college together. We were roommates for a while too. Craig, Amanda, dude, you probably don't remember me, but you're so big now. Amanda, hello, and hello, cute baby. Craig. Oh, thank you. Last time I saw you, I think you were about her. I think you were about her size. This is River. Say hi, River. He picks up her tiny wrist and waves it around. River gurgles happily. Duncan, are you babysitting?
Oh.
Craig. Nah, dude. River's my kid. Duncan. Man, it has been a long time. Feels like 1 minute we're rolling up to exams with bad hangovers and the next we're both fathers. Where you been, man?
Oh.
Craig. I was working out in California and just relocated the business back to Maple Bay. Duncan. No kidding. Amanda and I just moved to the side of town. How's Smashley doing?
Oh, man.
I mean, Ashley. Ashley is her name.
Oh.
Craig. She actually still goes by Smashley, and we got divorced last year. Duncan. Oh. Dude, I'm so sorry. Cocaine used to be used to calm children? It did. And opium. Craig. It's old news. We take turns taking care of River and the twins. It's all copacetic. Duncan. Twins? You have 3 kids? Craig. Ain't life something, bro, right? Duncan. Cake stand Craig is the father of 3. Amanda. Cake stand Craig?
Oh.
Craig. Oh, yeah, it was my college nickname. Duncan. He got it because he did a lot of keg stands.
Oh.
Craig. It's that thing where you do a handstand on a keg and then drink from the keg. Amanda. Right. Duncan. He was very good at it.
Oh.
Craig. Ah, bro, I hate to be that guy, but I'm in the middle of my daily jog and I really got to keep up my heart rate. Brought River along for, you know, resistance training. Oh, there's a teeny tiny bubble. River has blown a bubble, chat. Duncan, you jog daily? I jog yearly. On January the 1st, when I promised myself that I'm going to jog daily for the rest of the year, but give up after about 30 minutes and just walk home.
Oh.
Craig, well, it's never too late to get back into it, dude. You should join me sometime. Duncan, I don't know.
Hey!
Craig, come on. It'd be fun. We could grab breakfast afterwards, catch up. We could do a bro brunch like the good old days. Alright, sure, sounds great. Cocaine and green wallpaper, that's a list. That is a list, babe. Craig, great. Let's get that going soon. I better get moving. Good to see you guys. Craig gives a little wave, puts his earbuds back in, and jogs off. Duncan, I can't believe Craig is ripped and has kids. I'm reeling. Amanda, why is that? Duncan. The Craig I knew is not fit to be responsible for any living thing, including, and especially, himself. One time, I watched him drink an entire jar of marinara sauce for dinner. Amanda, he opened up a new jar of marinara sauce and then he drank it like it was a thing that normal people do. It was unholy. And then I asked him what the hell he was doing and he said, and I quote, "It's basically a smoothie, bro." I mean, he's not entirely wrong with that. I'm just not sure it's the smoothie that I want to be drinking, you know, large amounts of, let's say. Amanda, I mean, technically, he's not wrong. Duncan, he jogs. He was jogging. He's like a totally different person. Anyway, we better get home. I'll have plenty of time to reflect on how old I feel later. Oh yeah, carpeted bathtubs was definitely a thing in the UK. It's horrible. It's exactly as hideous as it sounds. Amanda and I flop down onto the couch. Amanda has to shove some empty boxes out of the way before she can sit. Amanda, too bad we're going to be putting my stuff right back into these boxes in a few months. Duncan, no! Don't say that. Amanda, oh, Dad, it's going to be okay. I'll be fine. Duncan, I know. It's just, you're my little girl. It's going to be weird not having you around. Amanda, I'll come visit, and I'll text you every day, and I'll take lots of pictures. I mean, obviously I'm a photography major. Duncan. You have a little carpet outside the tub so you don't drip on the floor, but not in or on the tub? Oh, no, yeah, carpeted bathtubs. Look them up, they're hideous. Duncan, you promise? Like, a little bath mat is fine. We have 2, actually. Well, one in front of the sink and one next to the bath. But yeah, no, carpeted bathrooms in general were a thing. A couple of decades ago. Amanda, of course, you're going to be okay on your lonesome. Duncan, oh, come on. I'll be fine. I'll get a dog or something.
Yeah.
We did have flame orange wallpaper. Perhaps not as physiologically unhealthy, but psychologically. Okay, a bit of Bubbles history here. As a child growing up, we didn't have wallpaper. My parents painted the walls instead. Or, the thin layer of plaster and maybe a sheet of paper to paint on, but not like pattern wallpaper. My parents, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take the dining room, which the living room in my house was quite cold, so we spent a lot of time in the dining area because it's the middle room of the house. Because kitchen at the back, dining room, and then the living room was on the front of the house. Had a huge bay window, big windows that were at that point single glazed, so it's cold and damp. How does lemon yellow paint with lime green splodges sound to you? And when I say splodges, I don't mean small polka dots. I mean like you put a sponge in the paint and you press it to the wall. That kind of splodge. My mother informs me that it's still there. She just papered over it a couple of times. It was a look. Let's put it that way. Amanda, a dog?
Hey.
Forget art school. I'll stay for the dog. Duncan, is that what it's going to take?
Yeah.
Amanda, medium-sized dog, handkerchief around the neck. I get to name it. That's what it'll cost me to give up on my dreams. I'm a woman of simple wants and needs. Duncan, well, a dog is a lot cheaper than college. Amanda laughs. Suddenly, a pile of envelopes slides through the mail slot. Duncan, speaking of college... Amanda darts over to the envelopes and shuffles through them. She pulls one out, throws the rest back on the floor.
Yeah.
Amanda, this is from McGowan College of Art and Design. Duncan, open it. Amanda, but I'm scared. Duncan, it's just an envelope. Amanda, yeah, it's just like my entire future. Not a big deal. She takes a deep breath and rips the letter open with her teeth. Duncan, we have a letter opener, but... okay. I hold my breath while Amanda's eyes dart back and forth, scanning the letter. We need mail mimics? Now that's a thing I'm putting into my next game. I still want to play Kiwi, chat. You do not understand how badly I want to play Kiwi. So glad I didn't have to wait for a letter. Yeah. Yeah, the log on in the morning... log on to the portal in the morning to check is definitely a lot easier and less nerve-wracking. Duncan, what does it say? Amanda, the admissions committee has reviewed your application, blah, blah, blah. Her face drops. Regret to inform you that we are unable to offer you admission to McGowan College of Art and Design. Yeah, Kiwi, you should play it. I'll look into it. It looks super cute. Amanda throws the letter on the coffee table. Duncan, oh, sweetie. Amanda, it's okay. I kind of saw it coming. I knew I shouldn't have put that experimental stuff in my portfolio. Their admissions officer told me they just want to see portraits or whatever. I pull Amanda in for a big hug. Been there? I was fortunate not to be there, but I can imagine how bad it feels. I mean, I've been rejected for jobs that I really wanted, so I guess it kind of is the same, maybe? Duncan, you're an amazing photographer. I know how much work you put into your portfolio. Some other school is going to want to snatch you up for sure. Amanda, yeah, I know, it's fine. Duncan, are you actually fine, or are you just saying that? Amanda, I'm fine. Really. Her face says the opposite, but I probably shouldn't push her on this. Amanda, oh, and before I forget, Emma R and Emma P are sleeping over tonight. So... Duncan, you need me out of the way because I'm painfully uncool. Amanda, I would choose more delicate phrasing, but... yes. Duncan has a lot of emotional intelligence. Of course Duncan has a lot of emotional intelligence. He's Professor Donkey Man. He's the hero we all need and deserve. Duncan, well, I'll have you know that I conveniently already have plans for tonight, so you'll have this new place to yourself. Amanda, yeah? What are your plans? College uni admissions, an ordeal to prepare children for adulthood's perpetual disappointments. Oof! And also very relatable at the same time as Devadeus. Quick! Think of plans. Gotta attend the union meeting. Duncan, boss man's been riding his pearls too hard. It's time to rise up for our rights. Amanda, Dad, you're not even going to invite me to the riot? Duncan, I'm sorry, sweetie. It's an honest day's work for an honest day's riot. I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to go out and watch the game. Nice. Amanda, which game? Duncan, you know. The game. The one that's on tonight. The game. On TV at somewhere other than here. Amanda, okay, cool. While you do that, I'm going to do drugs and commit some light arson with the Emmas. Duncan, I'm concerned you're hanging with the wrong crowd. Amanda shrugs. Duncan, I would have expected you guys to be up to white-collar crime by this point. Maybe money laundering at the least. Amanda, I'm a street rat, Pops. Duncan, you're kidding about doing drugs and crime, right? Amanda, yes, Dad. Duncan, just making sure. I give her a pat on the head. Amanda, have fun with your sports. Duncan, are you being sarcastic? Amanda, nope. Making fun of sports is played out. Bring in the donuts. Hey, Byron. Donuts are always a good time. Duncan, alright then. I do some light... Big A do crimes? Exactly. Light arson. Is there anything such as light arson? With arson, you need to go all in. I guess, like... Yes, maybe. Like small arson. You're still setting fires, you're still going all in, but not as heavy as, hey, this building is now on fire. Anyway. Before I leave, Amanda stops me. Light arson is just making something. Light arson is just cooking. That's what it is. Amanda, hey, don't forget you have that meeting with my English teacher tomorrow. Duncan, all right, Mr. Vega. Yep, totally remembered. I'll be there. Also, this is a game about being gay, so we've got half of that done, Angel. Wow, I guess I really didn't think this plan through. I'm not entirely sure where the closest bar is, and Amanda still hasn't shown me how to use the GPS on my phone, so I'm just going to pick a direction and walk in it. Let's go this way. Cool. Okay, we're marching. We're marching in the direction of the game. Any game, really. In the distance. Could it be Jim and Kim's? A big, burned-out neon sign hangs above the tiny dive bar. Jim and Kim's, huh? Alright. It'll do. The bar is small and dimly lit. The crack of pool balls sounds in the back as patrons laugh and joke. A string of multicolored Christmas lights hover above the bartender. I can't tell if it's Jim or Kim. I pull up a seat at the bar. Bartender. What'll it be? Duncan, 1 beer, please. Bartender. Sure thing, boss. The bartender slides me an ice-cold beer. I don't know why it's capitalized. Take a sip and enjoy the refreshing taste. Duncan, say, you Jim or Kim? Bartender. I'm Neil. Duncan. Oh. I awkwardly turn my attention to the game, which is playing on one of the TVs on the wall. As luck would have it, my team of preference is not only playing, but is currently in the lead, which is always a good thing. Unless you're playing golf. The brightly coloured mascot, which is some kind of animal, does cartwheels. I silently cheer on my favourite. Let's go, Vegas Knights. Does anyone do the sports ball? How is the superb owl? I silently cheer on my favourite team, hoping that I don't get into any confrontational arguments with a fan of the opposing team. Several people in this bar are wearing the distinctive colours of the team I dislike, although I believe from their demeanour that, like me, the passion for their team is all in good fun. Puppy Bowl was great, Super Bowl was okay too, I guess. What is the Puppy Bowl? A middle-aged woman holding a nearly empty wine glass sidles up to the bar and sits uncomfortably close to me. Hey, sailor. Duncan. Oh, hello. Mary. Good to see fresh meat in here. I'm Mary. Come here often? Duncan. Oh, no, I actually just moved to this part of town today. I'm Duncan, by the way. Mary, are you watching the game? Duncan. Yeah, my preferred team is in the lead. If they keep this up, they'll win the game with ease. Mary. Oh, I love that team. And also, I love the game. I love someone who knows their way around balls. Smooth, Mary. Very smooth. I'm getting the impression that she's a little drunk. Duncan. Mary. Buy a gal a drink? Sure. I almost reluctantly signal the bartender and order Mary another glass of wine. Neil jokes back and forth with Mary. They're clearly friends, and this clearly isn't her first time doing this. Watched the halftime show this morning. It was actually good. It was full of, was it R&B? Rap? I think. Looks like they all got together and thought, hey, who should we have as a big reveal of the show? Should we go a rap artist? Oh, this is going to be good. So, of course, drum roll, please, everybody. Not Kanye. She tips her glass at me. Mary, suppose I got to keep you company now.
Hey.
So, what do you want to know? What's your deal? Avoid the NFL entirely. That's fair. Mary? Me. I'm a ghost Duncan. I haunt the hallowed halls of Jim and Kim's, waiting for my beloved to return from sea. Duncan. Really? Mary. No. Homegirl just loves a drink. Duncan, so what else can you tell me about this part of town? Mary. It's quiet, that's for sure. If you want an idyllic little life with white picket fences, this is the place to do it. But every town has its secrets, you know. She is sus, isn't she? She takes a sip of her drink. That was a little too ominous for my tastes. She leans closer. So doing a halftime show is going to be difficult, then yeah, Mom's Spaghetti, very good. Good old Eminem. She still says I don't trust her. Well, Ari, fortunately, as the name of the game is Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, I don't think she's going to be a dateable option. So her inevitable betrayal, not such a big deal. She's drinking absinthe, so of course she's sus. That's wine. Absinthe is green.
Hey.
Mary, would you like to know some of my secrets? Oh boy. Duncan, maybe some other time. NFL absinthe. Mary, suit yourself, sailor. Mary saunters off, setting her sights on the newest bar patron to enter. I happily watch the game over another beer. The game has gotten close in terms of points. A little too close than what I'm comfortable with. After a particularly skilled player scores a number of points for the other team, putting them in the lead, I hear an affirmative grunt from another man at the bar. Is she an option? Go team. It's the brooding man from the coffee spoon. He sits alone, sipping whiskey and watching the game as well. Duncan, enjoying the game? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Which I think I'm going to vocalize in the future as, huh? I am now that we're winning. Duncan. Oh, we must be rooting for different teams. Oh, Duncan is a bisexual male? Possibly. Huh? In my opinion, my team is far superior. Also, probably not as a bisexual male. Tim Allen, what? See, I haven't really watched that many things with Tim Allen in it, so I can't do the "what" sound. Duncan, I have to agree with that. Based upon our win-loss record, I'd say my team is superior. Huh? That's where you're wrong. Since as it stands right now, my team is beating yours. Also, sorry, 1 second, chat. Sorry, tickly nose. The conversation ends there, and we both go back to silently rooting for our respective teams. The game is close, with both sides playing their hardest to win, but in the end, my team prevails. Quiet cheers ripple throughout the bar. I raise a respectful glass at the man drinking whiskey. He raises his in response. An unspoken truce is formed between us based on mutual love for the game. He motions to the bartender, who pours 2 glasses of whiskey. The man slides one over to me. Huh? The name's Robert. Duncan, thanks. I'm Duncan. Robert, you must be new here. Mary already hit on you? Duncan, yeah. Robert chuckles. Robert, she's a peach. Well, You picked the best bar in town. As slimy as it is, you'll never find a better spot than Jim and Kim's. Duncan, is there actually a Jim or Kim that runs this place? Robert, no. That'd be Neil. Neil waves from across the bar.
Hey.
Good guy, Neil. Not enough Neils in this world. Duncan. Okay. Robert, you a whiskey fella or a beer fella? Duncan, beer, but I'll drink most things. Robert, you like shots? Shots fired, I don't like. I like shots. Robert, thank you. Robert nods to Neil, who serves up 2 shots of whiskey. He hands one to me. So I'm good to save on time. If it goes to the person who's speaking before the interjection, I'm just going to keep reading without saying their name again. Yeah, Robert does look like he needs to sleep for about a week. You're not wrong, babe. Here's to your health. We take the shots. The whiskey burns going down, but I try my hardest to look tough. Wait. I think this is what making friends is. Okay, Duncan. This guy's out of my friend league, but I think if I play my cards right, we'll be pals in no time. Hand tattoo. Duncan, I like your tattoo. What does it mean? He didn't like that. Dang it. Robert, it's a reminder. I wait for him to elaborate, but it seems like he's done talking. Man, this guy's mysterious. And cool. Way cooler than I am, at least. Should be a tequila option? Maybe. I don't think I've ever actually had tequila, thinking about it. Robert signals to the bartender for another round. Robert, what are you doing here tonight? My daughter kicked me out of my house. Duncan. Not like forever. She was having a sleepover with her friends. Robert. Family type, huh? Duncan. Single dad. Robert. He gets up. Be right back. Got a powder my nose. Neil. Never seen Robert this talkative. He must like you. Duncan. Ha! I guess so. I gotta admit that Robert has a gruff charm to him. If a guy like that thinks I'm cool, then I really must be. Robert comes back from the bathroom and grabs his leather jacket. Poor faceless Neil. Never shall we know what he looks like. Additional reminder, do not sleep with him. Robert, I'm gonna go home. You heading my way? Robert and I leave the bar and find ourselves walking in the same direction.
Hi.
I live in this cul-de-sac down the way. Does everybody live there? Duncan, me too. We just finished unpacking today. Actually, Duncan, I finished unpacking months ago. That's a stream joke.
Oh.
Fantastic game. I'm blurry. Again, if you haven't played Unpacking, highly recommend playing it. Whoop. Great place to be. Good neighbours. Well, some of them. Duncan, who's that? We get to Robert's house, which is just a few houses away from mine. We stop and he turns to me. Robert, I don't kiss and tell, Duncan. So, are we doing this or what? Duncan, what?
Oh.
Robert, you know. Do you want to come inside or not? A wave of realization rushes over me. I blush. No thank you. Duncan, I'd better call it a night. Catch you around? Robert, sure. I head home. I need to play it. It released as I was actually unpacking from a move, and I thought of also doing something similar in a game turned you off. No worries, Des, I can totally understand that. It is, I don't want to say too much. I will say the environmental storytelling is very good. So, if you're into that in games, you know, it's there for you. A couple of the things it asks you to put away are a bit obscure. Certainly for me in the UK, I don't know about other audiences. And prepare to feel old because Gen Z didn't know what a GameCube is and they kept putting it in the kitchen. And the game's like, this is not where this cube-shaped console goes. I'm deliberately avoiding unpacking to avoid spoilers. Anyway, I head home, head buzzing with whiskey. What did he mean by, are we going to do this or not? I plop down on the couch and I'm asleep before I even get the chance to take my shoes off. Lots of gameplay. Maybe I want to go back and play it now. That's fair. It also doesn't take too long to play, so... I wake up to a text from an unknown number. Craig, rise and shine, early bird. Still want to work out? This is Craig BTW. Smile. Holy crap, it's 6 a.m. Who does 6 a.m. anymore? Without realizing it, I drift back to sleep. Whoops, must have winked back out. Check my phone again. Craig, hey bud, still want to get your swole on? I'm ready to tear up the track. Hit me up. God, the last thing I want to do right now is work out. But it is Craig. I do want to catch up. Oh, we're going to the gym. Duncan, hey my man. I need a few minutes to wake up, but let's meet in 20. So, I do have a character in this that I would like to date. God damn it, Craig. We haven't met them yet, but they're called Damien, and I would like to date them. However, when I play dating sims, usually I just accidentally end up dating someone without meaning to. There is a dating sim that I would highly recommend everyone play called Kato Shouju. Kato Shouju? Shujo? Guess what? Oh, guess what about Craig? I guess turn meditation time off. Guess I should turn that off. Interesting. What even was that on from? I can't even remember what I set meditation time for. But I'm going to turn it off. Because I mean like that. Oh yeah, it's a Disco Elysium thing. Right, to adjust my stats. I remember now. I'm going to temporarily turn meditation time off, though. We're going to get swallowed at Craig, don't worry. As I was saying, Kato Shouju. Shujo. It's not safe for work. Do not stream it. Unless you... I don't think it's banned by Twitch, but you might want to have to check, but it's definitely not safe for work. It does have NSFW artwork in it. And it's kind of standard visual novel setup, right? Nameless male protagonist goes to a private school full of hot girls of age. It's not specify, of age. But the twist is that it's a school for disabled kids, or for disabled teens and young adults, including the protagonist who has a heart condition. And I accidentally ended up dating someone because I went for a run with them in it. There we go. That's just the story, I guess. The anecdote. Really sweet storyline. I think I've dated everyone in that game. I think it's one of the few dating sims I've actually finished. I've done all the routes in. Anyway, I had time at university to spend on visual novels and dating sims. Hey man, need a few minutes to wake up, but let's meet in 20. So you get accidental dates, and I just failed to get dates. How are we together? Well, you dated me, so you succeeded in one date. After a few seconds, another text comes in. Craig, sure thing, meet me at the gym. Actually, Ari, it might be interesting for you to play from a psychological point of view, because it doesn't explicitly deal with mental illness and stuff, but trauma is a big factor for one of the characters. I stretch and my bones creak. I gotta stop falling asleep on the couch. I throw off my blanket and, hey, wait, I don't remember falling asleep with a blanket. Amanda must have took me in after I fell asleep. Bless that child. I reluctantly brush my teeth, throw on the only clothes I own that are even kind of gym appropriate, and head out. Just incredibly fortunate to find bubbles for everyone else. Or, everyone else is fortunate that Angel found me first. One of the two. The neighborhood is quiet and serene this early in the morning. Birds chirp and the grass is still wet with dew. Surprisingly, the gym is pretty crowded. I spot Craig standing out front stretching, of course. He spots me and waves enthusiastically. Oh. Craig, hey bro, good morning. Duncan, hey, good. This is gym appropriate, apparently. Good to see you, man. I'm definitely not as pumped up as he is. Maybe I should have had some coffee before I left. Craig, you ready to kick some butt? With your help! With your help, I am. Cat shirt's totally gym appropriate. Get ready to die, Duncan. Yup. Duncan, I get the feeling this is going to be less of me kicking butt and more the gym kicking my butt. But I can handle it with you here.
Oh.
Craig, dude, bro. That means a lot.
Hey!
We head into the gym, and I'm immediately intimidated. All of these people look like they could break me in half, and it seems like Craig is friends with all of them. He high-fives and finger guns all of the cool jocks in the room. They look like they could, and would, steal my lunch money to spend on protein shakes. But Craig's got the finger guns, he's got the power moves. Cat shirts are everything appropriate. Craig, come on, bud, let's warm up. We head over to the treadmills and start walking. Okay. I can walk. Walking is good. This is a decent place to be. Walking. Duncan, so I know we're on treadmills. Craig, yes. Duncan, and those over there are ellipticals? Craig, very good. Duncan, what is all the other stuff? Craig laughs.
Nice!
Craig, they might look a little scary, but I guarantee that all of them serve a specific purpose for building muscle mass. Oh, my hair is tickling, but I know something awful, chap. I watch as a dude in a muscle tee flexes a muscle I didn't know existed on the machine I think was once used to process grain into flour. Duncan, what is that? Why is that guy doing that to himself? Craig, that's a good question, bro. What do you think he's doing? Praying to some sort of pain god. Trained to crush people's skulls with his thighs. Duncan, he's trying to make his thighs so strong that he could crush people's skulls with them.
Bro!
Craig, yeah, that's pretty much the only reason I work out. Oh no. Craig is turning up the speed. I better do the same. Duncan, how long have you been doing the buff thing? Craig, a couple of years. Duncan, and what do you do when you're not dadding or working or buffing?
Oh.
Craig, oh, I coach my twin softball team. Duncan, that still counts as both dadding and buffing.
Oh.
Craig, I keep busy. What do you do for fun? Check out my hot bud. I love learning. Duncan, I try to educate myself about the world around me. I'm like a sponge for knowledge. Soaking up all that intellectual content, you know, history, paranormal, wilderness survival, aliens, mostly those things. You never know when you're gonna need to cut a monster in half with a silver sword. That's all I'm saying. Sounds like he just spends ages polishing his arms or something. You are not wrong, Angel Wraith. You are not wrong. Also, obviously, fundraising for the trolls. We want to give shoes to every troll we can. Craig, so you watch the History Channel too, huh? Duncan. Yes. You like Craig? Craig gets your vote. Ari, you haven't seen Brian. We're jogging now. Oh god, we're jogging now. I look over to Craig, who hasn't even broken a sweat. How is he doing this so effortlessly? I'm dying. I can feel my life force draining through every orifice of my body. Craig, hey, remember when my fish died in college? Duncan. No, I don't like this story. Oh my god, is he really bumping up the speed again? I guess I better do it too. Oh, this is fast. This is very fast. Craig, and we were at that party and you vowed to make me feel better. You tell me to create distraction, so of course I do a sick keg stand and get everyone cheering. Duncan, and then I try to steal a fish from a fish tank at the party with my bare hands like an idiot.
Hey!
And then, Craig, and then you drop the fish and it's flopping around and you panic, so you run up to me post keg stand with a dying, dirty fish in your hands that you scooped off of the ground, and you're telling me... Sorry, I need to turn the fan on. That we have to leave.
Hey!
So we're running out of a frat party with a fish and trying to give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and we're getting home, we get him in a bowl of water, but the prognosis was grim. Duncan, and the next day he's alive and well.
Nice!
Craig, they never did catch the great fish thieves of Grand Ridge, you. Duncan, and they never will. I shoot off the end of the treadmill and crash into the wall. Jesus, that hurts.
Bro!
Craig, dude! Bro, are you okay? Craig offers me a hand and looks me over for injuries. Duncan, I'm fantastic. I managed to stand up and rub my back. Doesn't hurt now, but I'm sure it will later.
Oh, man.
Craig, you don't have to push yourself like that. Always know your limits. Duncan, well, I think I might call our gym adventure here. Craig, you sure? Duncan, yep. Craig, alright, well, here. I brought you this. Craig hands me a shaker bottle full of thick green liquid. I stare at it with what must be apparent distaste.
Oh.
Craig, it's a protein shake, bro. Duncan, oh, thank you. He wants me to drink it. Oh boy, here goes. I take a small sip. It's actually delicious. Duncan, wow, this is really good.
Bro.
Craig, and good for you. It's my special recipe. I'm pretty proud of it.
Bro.
Let me know if you ever want to work out a game where we can try running around the neighborhood if treadmills aren't your speed. No pun intended, bro. Duncan, good one. Well, I'm gonna go put some ice on this everything. I'll see you around. I leave the gym feeling ashamed. Craig used to order delivery from the pizza place across the street from our dorm, and now he can run circles around me. Literally. Man, I really got to work on this dad bod. I get home and lie down on the couch. It hurts to move. Oh god, I'm so old. Well, in all fairness, as Craig said, when exercising, know your limits. Matt Mercer effect is trending again. Yeah, it was trending for most of yesterday as well. And a lot of it's just being like... A lot of people are trying to be like, hey, the Matt Mercer effect is being positive and all of that stuff. Which, you know. What? Oh no, I must have fallen asleep. What time is it? Shoot! It's 3:55. I'm supposed to be at Amanda's school in 5 minutes. I frantically put on... Wait, so... We woke up at 6, went to the gym for like half an hour, and then slept until 3:55 in the afternoon. Okay. I frantically put on some clean clothes, apply a generous amount of deodorant, and run out the door. Use your hips when throwing. I arrive at Amanda's school and check in at the front desk. They give me a bright orange visitor sticker and send me on my way. I'm barely awake and feeling pretty haggard, but hopefully nobody will notice. I check my watch and I'm relieved to see that I'm only 2 minutes late. Wait, was it room 103 or 108? I spot a youth standing at his locker and approach him for help. Duncan, excuse me, do you know where Mr. Vega's classroom is? The youth turns around and looks me up and down with heavy, lined eyes. Youth. Duncan, come on kid, I'm late for a meeting. This is a look with a capital L. Youth, Mr. Who? Duncan, Mr. Vega. Youth, I don't know, you tried the exit? Duncan, okay, wise guy, you gonna help me or not? Youth, fine, up those stairs and to the left, can't miss him. I head up the stairs and walk around, unable to find Mr. Vega's class anywhere. After a couple of minutes of searching, I head back downstairs. That punk youth sent me on a wild goose chase. Goth, actually. I get back to where that low-red Gerard Way is standing. Ooh, shots fired. Fully ready to give him a piece of my mind, when suddenly a head pops out of the classroom next to his locker. Hugo. Lucian, don't you have a third period to get to? Lucian. Fine, Mr. Vega.
Oh.
Wow. Now I'm officially 10 minutes late. I glare at him as he walks away. Duncan, we're not cool. Hugo, you must be Duncan. This period's almost over. Would you mind waiting in the back?
Oh.
Mr. Vega leads me in and I take a seat in one of the comically small students' desks in the back. I might get stuck in this.
Ah.
Hugo. Alright, where were we? Now, who can tell me about the unreliability of the narrator in J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye? Is it Salinger or Salinger? I assume Salinger. Yes, Colin. Colin stands up and does the thing where he blows into the crook of his elbow to make a fart noise.
Oh.
The whole class erupts in laughter. Hate that novel? I have never read it. Alright, everybody. Very funny, Colin. Please sit down. Now, Holden Caulfield is an unreliable narrator in the sense that The bell for the end of the period rings. All of the students immediately get up and make a break for the door.
Sweet Manchego.
Remember to do the reading. That's cheese, apparently. Remember to do the reading and answer the response questions on page 194 in your textbook. Nobody's listening. Or not, I guess. Mr. Vega turns to me and sighs. Middle schoolers, right? Duncan, don't you teach high schoolers? Hugo, both, you know, budget cuts. They forced that book in Great Gatsby at every high school here? Ooh, that sounds bad. Duncan, right. Hugo, thanks so much for coming in. Duncan, no problem, Mr. Vega. Hugo, please, call me Hugo. I don't normally do these impromptu parent-teacher meetings, but as I'm sure you know, Amanda's a very bright student and I'm concerned about her recent behavior. Duncan, what's going on?
I don't know.
Hugo, Amanda has never been the most engaged student, but I know she cares. Recently, though, she's been falling behind. She's not completing assignments and has been doing rather poorly on tests. I'd normally chalk this up to senioritis, but this is strange. I thought Amanda always shared everything with me. It hadn't even crossed my mind that something might be wrong. I just wanted to ask, is everything okay at home? Duncan, well, we just moved recently, but it was only to the other side of town, and Amanda was more excited about it than I was. Yeah, Hugo, see if you can talk to her about it. I know she values you a great deal and would appreciate your guidance. If she keeps heading down this road, I know how important art school is to her, and I would hate to see her miss out on the scholarship money that she clearly deserves. Duncan, I'll make sure to talk to Amanda. Thanks for letting me know, Hugo. Hugo, anytime. On my way out, I stop, thinking for a moment. I turn to Hugo. Duncan, hey, Hugo? Yes? Hugo, yes? Duncan. Did they ever catch that rye? Hugo. Yes. I leave the classroom and make my way out of the school. I'm still a little bit in shock that Amanda was able to hide this so well from me. She's always been such a force for positivity in my life, especially after we... Oh yeah, Ari, this is a dad joke game. Especially after we lost her mother. Amanda must be done with classes for the day by now. I'm sure she would appreciate a ride home. Maybe I can talk to her about what's going on. Right. With that, I'm going to take the wellness break. I need a snack and all of that stuff. I might also refill my water because I'm getting a bit thirsty. So, I'll be back in a couple of moments. Chat, hydrate, stretch, all of that good stuff. Have the pride sign. We'll do the challenge Tamaguchi. If I can find it. There it is. And I shall be back in but a few moments. Did you win, chat? Also, I see those treats for the Tamagotchi. You're spoiling that little creature rotten. Turn off the pride thing. Back to the game. I pull up to the carpool and Amanda hops in the passenger seat. Amanda, so, did you have fun gossiping about me? Fatten it up! Get that chunky chatling. Duncan, Mr. Vega and I actually just gossiped about our celebrity crushes. Amanda, so you talked about Mario Batali the whole time? Or Mario, I guess? Duncan, it was a very productive meeting. Amanda, I'm pretty hungry. Can we grab some dinner? Duncan, sure thing. We'll go to the mall food court, why not? Duncan, does that sound good to you? Amanda, yeah, sure, why the mall? Duncan, geez, can't a dad take his daughter to the mall? Amanda, will you buy me things? Duncan, I will buy you a thing, singular. Amanda, sounds like a deal to me. We drive in silence for a short while. Amanda plays a game on her phone. I should say something. Duncan, you know, sometimes when a kid gets older, they find that they have to keep things hidden from their parents. And that's okay, because sometimes that's what kids do. And that's okay. But also sometimes it's good to have the parents' perspective because, you know, maybe the parents have also dealt with similar situations. And maybe they're a little cooler than you give them credit for. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's good to share. Love you. Amanda. Have you been reading my tweets? Duncan. You have a Twitter? Amanda. What? Never mind. Duncan, look, sweetie, Mr. Vegas said you haven't been participating in class and that you're not turning things in. Amanda. Oh, I'm fine, Pops. Senioritis and all that. Duncan, I thought you liked Mr. Vegas' class. Amanda, it's fine. He's fine. We pull up to a stoplight and I eye Amanda. She's still texting. Duncan, I want you to know that you can talk to me about anything. Amanda. I can tell that whatever it is, she doesn't want me knowing about it. That's frustrating. Duncan. I heard Emma R's going to that fancy art school in California. That's exciting. Amanda. Yep. Duncan, are you bummed that you guys aren't going to the same school? Amanda. Yep. Amanda keeps texting. She stifles a laugh. Duncan. What's so funny? Amanda. It's, I don't think you'd get it. Duncan. Okay. Who are you texting? Amanda. Noah? Duncan. Who's Noah? Amanda. My friend. Duncan. Does he go to your school? Amanda. Yep. Duncan. Do you like Noah? Amanda. What? No! Dad! Oh. I can't believe you would... Dad? I mean, jeez. Why would you... Ugh. Gross. Duncan. Sorry. Just asking. Amanda. Dad, he's just my friend. Guys and girls can be friends. He's my friend. Duncan. Okay. Amanda. Jeez. This is going well. Fair question, TBH. It is. Duncan. Well, good talk. Love you, kiddo. She leans forward and turns up the radio. I guess that conversation is over. To the mall, then. If you press the ignition too long, you'll flood the engine. That is one reason she might be distracted. Very true. We arrive at the mall, a big indoor shopping centre with a couple different floors. It's kind of dead, but that doesn't stop a mall security guard from yelling at a group of loitering teens. Duncan, let's eat something disgusting for dinner. Amanda, hell yeah. Duncan, language missy. Amanda, heck yeah. Duncan, better. We approach the food court and evaluate our options. There's greasy restaurant after greasy restaurant. My heart burns just looking at the menus. Nobody looks happy to be here. Amanda, what are you in the mood for? Bread dipped in sugar, bread with cheese on it, or do you just want me to inject some fat directly into your bloodstream? I extend my hand to her. Duncan, would you do me the honor of sharing some nachos? She takes my hand with a grin. Amanda, it would make me the happiest, cheesiest girl alive. We order a giant pile of chips and unnaturally orange cheese from a very unenthusiastic and possibly stoned teenager. We take a seat at a rickety table and dig in.
Hey.
Amanda, these are bad. These are very bad. Duncan, but also strangely delicious. Amanda, we have to eat through the pain. We enjoy the fluorescently cheesy goodness together until we're all out of nachos. Duncan, so, something's been bothering me for a while. Can you explain memes to me?
Huh.
Amanda. Which meme? Duncan. All memes.
Ugh.
Amanda sighs deeply and places her head in her hands.
Ugh.
Amanda, it's complicated. See, memes are inside jokes shared by a bunch of people that get less funny the more people do it. So the problem is that by the time a meme gets to you, Dad, all us youths have already done the joke to death. And what's worse than that is that movies and TVs and video games will try to jump in on a meme train, but just based on how long it takes to make them, the meme will be long dead by the time it comes out. So it just dates it, and it isn't funny. Does anyone remember the Slender Man movie? Or I guess the fact that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is still in production. Duncan, oh shit, what up? Amanda, Dad, please. Anyway, changing the subject. Where to now? Duncan, want to go to that goth store? Amanda, what? Duncan, you know, the one that's all black and tries to establish itself as anti-establishment despite being an exact representation of the establishment. Amanda, I don't know what store you're talking about. Duncan, you know, the one where you can buy chain wallets and it's basically an assault on what people fought so hard against in the punk and hardcore movements of the 70s and 80s. Amanda, dude, you gotta be more specific. Duncan, the one you threw up in that one time. Amanda, oh, that one.
Yeah.
Amanda runs into the store with me trailing behind her. She makes a beeline for the back.
All right.
Amanda, there it is. You can still see the outline, kinda. Duncan, I'm so proud. Amanda, speech. Duncan, Amanda.
All right.
Amanda, speech. Duncan, all right, I'll do it if you stop chanting. Amanda stops immediately. I clear my throat. Duncan. Thank you all for joining us here today to commemorate an historic moment that would forever shape history. On a day very much like today, some 5 years ago, our very own Amanda Ann Mann had too much blue raspberry slushy on an outing to the mall. Yes, let's go back to the place I threw up in and completely embarrassed myself. It sounds fun. Again, having the surname Mann is paying dividends here. After begging her father to take her to Dead, Goth and Beyond to buy rainbow suspenders, she proceeded to throw up all over a display of My Chemical Romance merchandise. Her loving father then had to pay for said merchandise, which to this day remains among our possessions. Thank you. Amanda is moved. She begins clapping, slow at first, then faster and more vigorously. Several other patrons turn their heads. One of them also starts clapping. I bow my head.
All right.
Amanda, oh hey, chain wallets. While Amanda busies herself looking at band t-shirts, this dress is super cute by the way. I would wear this dress. I try to find something of interest to myself. Not much for a dad to look at in Dead, Goth and Beyond. Ah, the ironic mugs, please. I'm suddenly stricken by existential fear. If there's only one number one dad, then why are there so many mugs here that say that? This whole time I thought I was the only one. If I'm not number one, where do I place on the global dad ranking charts? I have work to do. Huh? Look, this is very important to me. There he is. I overhear a stifled argument over at the cash register. An older gentleman is carrying a garment and showing it to a bored-looking cashier with pink hair. Cashier, I can see that. Don't know what to tell you, dude. I just work here.
Ah!
Listen, when I bought this online, the website said this blouse was Victorian inspired. However, when I received it, it clearly held the trademark of Edwardian dressage. Or Edwardian dressage. Dressage? Still dressage, I believe. Cashier, do you want a coupon? I can give you a coupon. Will you leave if I give you a coupon? Huh? Is there a manager present? People have to know what they're buying. Cashier, I am the manager. Ah, I see. Well, it would seem that I have outstayed my welcome. Good day, shopkeep. Your superiors will receive a strongly worded letter by post. Cashier, whatever, dude. The man whirls around and storms out, his literal coattails trailing behind him. I can't tell if they are Victorian inspired or Edwardian in nature. Amanda trots up to me with a t-shirt in her hand. Oh boy, here it comes. Amanda, hey, Dadtron 5000. Duncan, yes, I'll buy it for you. Amanda, wow, that was easy, thanks. Duncan, at least it's only one this time. Amanda plops the shirt onto the counter and grins at the cashier. I love your hair. The cashier says nothing and rings Amanda up, radiating hatred. I hand her a 20. Duncan, so what was that guy's deal? The cashier rolls her eyes so hard I'm worried she'll pull something. Cashier, that's Damien. He's in here all the time. He's obsessed with Victorian fashion or whatever. She hands Amanda her bag and it's clear the conversation is over. We make our way out of the store and head home to get some rest. Amanda and I sit on the couch, trying to find something to watch over bowls of ice cream. Oh, Amanda, oh, cool. Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers is on. Your favourite, right? Duncan. Oh, hell yes. They have to make it over the Canadian tundra before the ice road melts, but also they're hunting ghosts. Also, the trucks are haunted. This is an episode I've already seen, but it's one of the best. Calman Flint Dogbone. The twin brother truck driving and ghost hunting duo find themselves in the greatest peril yet. It is a really cool sounding show, isn't it? Callum, oh no! The ghost done got control of the truck. I can't steer on them, their damn ice roads. Flint, let me use the CVP meter to try and communicate with the spirits. Callum, Flint, we're about to die! Flint, almost got it. If you listen carefully, it sounds like it's saying, you're going to die. Callum, that's because we are about to die, you... Amanda, this is art. The episode ends, and Amanda excuses herself to go and start arguments on the internet. I stay up a little longer, curious about the exploits of Calum and Flint Dogbone after their disastrous ice road accident. Afterward, I crawl into bed and get a good night's sleep. Apparently, Moving Pictures is the best Rush album. Zzz. Amanda, morning, sleepyhead. Duncan, 5 more minutes. Which is even more sinister considering the snake eyes, all things considered. Amanda, you have never, ever let me have 5 more minutes, so get up. A dad dating sim? That is what this is, Weldy. Duncan, fine. We have cereal for breakfast and spend the morning putting together furniture. Amanda is much better at interpreting the tiny manuals. We're able to put together a few shelves in one desk, but I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a bookcase. Amanda, so, you excited for the cookout today? If there's food, I'm excited. Duncan, I'm all over those terrible store-bought sugar cookies that everyone brings to parties. Amanda, yeah, those are bad. Duncan, which means there are more for me. Amanda, don't you want to meet some of the people in the neighbourhood? Duncan, I'll probably end up standing uncomfortably in the corner with a plate of food and hope that nobody talks to me. Gosh dang it! Slams fist on desk. It me. Amanda, Dad, you're a beautiful work in progress. We will get that butterfly to emerge from the cocoon. The social butterfly. Duncan, well, we'd better start getting ready. We definitely don't want to be late to the barbecue that's around the corner.
Hey.
Amanda, what? No, we have to be fashionably late. Who shows up to a cookout on time? Sorry, not barbecue, cookout. Duncan, you know what? We're going early. Just because you said that. I head out the door and Amanda reluctantly follows. We walk across the street to Joseph's house with a store-bought veggie plate. I'm a terrible cook if it doesn't involve a grill.
Hmm?
I guess we're not as early as we thought we were. Joseph's backyard is already packed with people and the smell of hot dogs wafts through the air. Small children run through a sprinkler and adults chat in small clusters. I set our veggie plate down on a table next to two other veggie plates. Huh. Duncan, hey, there's Joseph. I wave to get his attention. The moment he sees us, he jogs over, arms open wide.
Oh.
Joseph, welcome! So glad you two are here. And you brought veggies.
Oh.
Let me introduce you to my family. Kids, come on over here. This is Chris, my eldest.
Hey?
Chris, hi.
Hmm.
Joseph, this is Christian and Christy. They're twins. There is a theme here.
Ah.
Mary's his wife, isn't she? Joseph and Mary. Also, apparently they're the children of the corn. Okay. They stare creepily and say nothing.
Huh.
Then, of course, there's our youngest, Krish. Wait, where is Krish? Mary put him in his crib. Oh no. It's the one from the bar the other night. What is she doing here? Oh, and how could I forget my lovely wife, Mary?
Hmm.
Joseph pecks her on the cheek. She smiles. Ah, Mary, sweetheart, did you put Krish to bed?
Hmm.
Mary, I'll have to go look for him.
Hmm.
Joseph, what? You'll have to...
Yeah.
Joseph takes a moment and regains his composure.
Oh.
Mary, this is our new neighbour Duncan and his daughter Amanda.
Ah.
Mary, I shake your hand, but I have a glass of wine that I need to tend to. Oh, why are Steam notifications popping up in this game but not Disco Elysium? Okay. That's weird. I'm just glad the hype jar is covering the usernames. Amanda, I love her. Duncan, nice to meet you. Mary, for the first time, because reasons, apparently so. Oh no, I know what it is. I think. Oh, I know what it might be. When I was streaming Wildermyth, I think if you have the game open before you open OBS, it captures the pop-ups. But if you open the game after OBS is open, it doesn't capture the pop-ups. I think that's what it is. Because this is the game. This is capturing the game, not the like. Well, this game captures the full screen window, I suppose, but it's not my monitor it's capturing. It's the actual game window. But I think that's how it works. I think that's hence the don't sleep with either of them thing earlier. Well, there wasn't an option to do anything with Mary. She just moved on after taking the drink. Anyway, nice to meet you, Mary, for the first time. Mary, charmed. Well, I have to go over there now. Mary leaves. Oh god, this is so awkward. I wonder if Joseph knows. I wonder if Mary knows that Joseph knows. I wonder if Joseph knows that Mary knows that I know. It takes all of my energy not to run away from the barbecue and start fresh in the new city.
Yeah.
Joseph. My wife has a wonderful sense of humour. But please, you two, enjoy the barbecue. All the guys are really excited to meet you. Amanda and I mill around and try some of the food spread out on the table. I pick up some deviled eggs. Amanda grabs a small paper plate and immediately begins piling it with baked goods. Duncan, I don't want to have to make friends. Amanda, come on, Dad. Who are you going to party with when I go off to school? Duncan, but I don't want to have to do pleasantries.
Huh.
Amanda, Dad? Duncan, they're going to talk about weather.
Ugh.
Amanda, go. Do it. Make a friend. Pleasantries. Ew. We don't want pleasantries here, do we, Weldy? Duncan, but how could I possibly abandon my only child at a social function? That's bad parenting. Amanda, this place of cookies is my new dad. Bye. Amanda shoves me into the centre of the yard. Well, here goes nothing. I look around the party and I'm surprised to see some familiar faces. Isn't that the barista from the Coffee Spoon? Yep, there's Matt. He's looking hunky. Didn't I meet that guy at the bar? There's Robert. He's looking like bad news. Didn't that guy throw a frisbee at my head? Hey, there's Brian. Hell no pleasantries here. Just snide, underhanded compliments. That was amazing seeing Ari Lull just float up the screen. Anyone watching this, just subscribe to Ari. The emote is worth the price of admission. Didn't that guy throw a frisbee at my head? Isn't that the guy who was throwing a fit in Dead Goth and Beyond? Look at his eyes, though. Isn't that Amanda's teacher? Hey, I know Craig. Isn't that him? Isn't that him? Oh, hey, it's Craig. But wait a second. All of these people live in that cul-de-sac? That can't be right. I better investigate. Talk to Joseph and Damien. I spot Joseph chatting with the guy from Dead Goth and Beyond by the grill. I wonder what they're talking about. I walk over to them.
Huh?
Joseph, so I'm curious. Can you walk me through why I had your house painted black?
Huh.
Damien, where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an artistic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood, and it complements the crimson interior perfectly.
Yeah.
Joseph, it's definitely an interesting choice.
How delightful.
Damien, thank you. I'm very proud of my abode.
Oh.
Joseph, Duncan! I was just having a conversation with Damien here about his aesthetic design choices. Damien regards me up and down with a warm but critical eye. Damien, how do you do? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. What's up with Damien's thumb? Oh, that looks painful. Duncan, I think I saw you in Dead Goth and Beyond the other day. Damien's face turns bright red. Damien, I must apologise for my behaviour on that day. You see, I take the goth lifestyle very seriously, and to be caught in a ruse by such a corporation as Dead Goth and Beyond was profoundly frustrating indeed.
Huh.
I hope you know that while my anger may have been justified, it was no such way for a gentleman to act. Duncan, it's okay, man. Damien, do tell me about yourself. Are you new to the area? Duncan, yes! My daughter and I just moved in the other day. She was the one I took to Dead Goth and Beyond. Damien, very good taste on her part. Does she partake in the goth lifestyle? Wait. Goth kid named Lucian? Damien's cape's pretty cool, I'll agree. I think for a second. I look over to Amanda, who's hanging out with some of the older kids in the neighbourhood.
Oh.
Duncan, hey, Amanda! Would you consider yourself a goth? Amanda yells back. Amanda, I wouldn't necessarily try to fall under any one specific label, but I guess if I had to choose, I would describe myself as twee hipster with some normcore leanings. Amanda, bats are cool though. Damien, pity. Joseph, you enjoying the party so far? Duncan, oh, definitely. Thanks so much for putting this on. It's nice to be in a cul-de-sac where everyone is so friendly and welcoming.
Hey.
Amanda walks up to the conversation. Amanda, I also like The Lost Boys a lot. Really good movie. Does that count as goth? Damien, let it would, my dear. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Damien Bloodmarch at your service. That is a name. Also, confession, I've never seen The Lost Boys. It's been on my list of to watch for a while, just never got around to it. Damien finishes the sentence with a flourish and a bow, producing a single rose and offering it to Amanda. Can we just talk how awesome your kid is? Yeah, Amanda's pretty cool. Amanda blushes and returns the gesture with a curtsy. Amanda is the perfect wing daughter. Amanda, do you know how to treat a lady?
Huh?
Christian and Christy. Hello, Amanda. Seemingly out of nowhere, Joseph's twins' kids appear. Are they speaking in unison? Amanda, hey. Christian and Christy. Those twins are scary looking. Yep. It's a horror Easter egg, right? No, it's not Children of the Corn. Hang on, 1 second. No, I can't type because the game picks up on typing. Well, The Shining would be twin girls. Those are not twin girls. But there's also... There is a horror film with psychic, blonde-haired, blue-eyed children. I think it might be black and white, though. I just can't remember what the name is. Although her dress is definitely reminiscent to the dress that the twin girls were in The Shining as well. Maybe they're going for both. Maybe one or the other. Although Won't You Come Play With Us, I think, is from The Shining. Amanda. Christian and Christy, come play with us. Forever. Joseph, guys, enough with the creepy twin shtick. We've talked about this. Speaking of creepy, Angela and I played a D&D one-shot yesterday. So, there's a Tumblr post going... Tumblr? I think it's Tumblr. There's a post going around about a group of adventurers who said they'd visit a dragon called Barnaby if he threw them a party. Young brass dragon. And they never went back. And it's upset a lot of the role-playing internet. So a friend of ours wrote a one-shot, and we threw Barnaby a birthday party. And Angela and I played Twin Tieflings. And I got to use my creepy doll artificer, and it was everything I ever wanted it to be. As in, they have a creepy doll, not that they are a creepy doll. Christian and Christy slowly back away. Mary, where do you think they got that from? Nice. Yeah, it was, especially as one of the players just kept going, no, I don't like it, no. I mean, obviously, I checked that it was okay, but it was fun. Mary pops into the conversation, wine in hand. Joseph, I don't know. Mary takes a long sip of the wine. Mary. Oh, there we go, The Shining. I think I might have taped over a VeggieTales VHS with The Shining. Who knows? She takes another sip of her wine. There you go, chat. Confirmation. You were right. I was wrong. Joseph, where's Krish?
Ugh.
Mary, wasn't he with you? Joseph, you had him a moment ago. Mary. He's probably stuffing dirt in his mouth. He'll be alright. Toddlers are pretty resilient. Mary tips a glass to me. Ain't my first time to the rodeo. It's my fourth.
Come on.
I have squeezed 4 little.
Yeah.
Joseph, sweetheart, would you do me a favour and please find Krish? That would be great. Mary, I'm sure he's fine. Joseph, Mary. Mary. Okay, jeez. Mary finishes her wine and wanders off. Yep. That's Damien's spawn. Lucian, Dad, can we go now?
Huh.
Damien, Lucian, have I introduced you to Duncan yet? Hey, it's that punk from Amanda's school. Duncan, I remember you. Lucian. Whatever. Damien, that's no way for a young man to speak to his elders. Be polite. Lucian bows. Lucian, whatever, sir. Lucian bows again. Mr. Christensen, may I have a veggie burger, sir?
Oh.
Wait, his name is genuinely Joseph Christensen? That means his child is Christian Christensen. I mean, admittedly, it's Amanda and man, but still. Joseph coming right up. Bud, are you vegetarian? Lucian, yup. Damien, make it 2 veggie burgers. Did you know that some people in the Victorian era were vegetarians? They described carnivorous type people as bloodlappers. Lucian, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Joseph, that's really interesting, Damien. Joseph turns to the grill. Just a hint of a tattoo peeks out from underneath his sleeve. Can't believe I didn't notice it before. Looks like the bottom of an anchor. Lucian, whoa, is that a tattoo?
Whoa.
Joseph, yup. I wasn't always a youth pastor, you know. Lucian, that's so cool. Want to see mine?
What?
Damien, what? Lucian pulls back some rubber bracelets, revealing a lopsided 666 in black ink. Lucian, my buddy gave me a stick and poke tattoo last week. I think it's healing up pretty good. Damien, Lucian! We'll talk about this later.
Hey.
Joseph, that's pretty cool. What's the significance of the tattoo? Lucian, I don't know. Just thought it looked sick. Joseph, well, in my opinion, the only reason you need to get a tattoo is because you want one. Careful though, that number carries weight. That number's also based off of mistranslation, so you've just got 3 random digits on your arm, pal. Man, Joseph is a way cooler youth pastor than I thought. I just figured youth pastors popped out of the womb with a Bible. Why is youth pastor capitalized but not Bible? What? Slam his face on desk. I wonder what he did before preaching. Well, he has an anchor, so possibly he was a sailor. We'll talk to Matt, Hugo, and Craig.
Oh.
Wow, that was a 3-layered voice line. Matt and Hugo seem to be embroiled in an intense discussion. Craig looks on, smiling politely. I walk over to say hello. Hugo, well, I don't think it's fair to try and compare 2 art movements like that. Periods in art only exist because they're a unique byproduct of the social and political climate of a time and place, and to try to take something like, say, the Rococo period, and compare it to postmodernism in America, you're completely disregarding the context in which a work of art is created. Matt and Hugo seem to be so busy talking that they don't notice me. Craig leans in. Craig, Dude, I have no idea what's happening. Oh, that was Craig. I turn my attention to Craig, who seems a little more attentive to my existence. Duncan, I had resistance training go the other day. Craig, great! Little River here is a great cheerleader. Aren't you, tiny bro? Craig grabs River's arms and waves them around.
Oh.
You can do it, Dad. I'm so proud of you. I'm sorry for pooping on you. Duncan, she must be a handful at that age. Craig, oh, they always are.
Bro.
But it's so worth it. Craig grabs River's arms again and waves them around.
Oh.
Also, sorry for throwing up on you, Dad. How are you settling in? Almost done. Duncan, there's still a few odds and ends to take care of if I can really call myself settled, but I think we can upgrade the situation to livable. Craig, we did livable throughout the entirety of college. Duncan, yeah. My goal was for Amanda to live the sort of life that didn't involve eating spoonfuls of ranch dressing as a palate cleanser between different types of pizza. She still does, though. Craig, hey. She takes after her dad. Hugo. Duncan, how are you liking the neighborhood? Duncan, it's pretty nice. Everybody's been super friendly.
Hey.
Matt, it seems like your daughter is fitting in just fine. Matt points across the yard to where Amanda and Daisy and another young girl are playing. They're all sitting cross-legged in the grass, picking weeds and weaving them into little flower crowns. It's pretty adorable. The girl I don't recognize jogs over to us.
Hey, yeah.
Matt, what is it, sweetheart? Huh? There's a flower crown. I thought you'd look cute in it.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. Matt, well, there's only one way to find out. Matt takes the flower crown and places it on top of his head.
Hey.
Am I cool now? Matt, you are the coolest. The girl stares at him, thinking it over. Huh? Nope. But you're slightly less uncool than you were before you put it on.
Oh.
Matt. Hey, Duncan, this is my daughter. Duncan, hello. Huh? I'm Carmencita. Amanda comes over with Daisy in tow. Amanda, Dad, look, I'm making friends. Are you making friends? You'd better be making friends. Sounds like she's going to kneecap us if we're not, so there's that, I guess. Duncan, yeah, actually. Amanda, you remember the cool barista from the coffee shop, and my old college friend, and your teacher.
Huh?
Amanda, oh, hi, Mr. Vega. I didn't realize we were neighbors.
Oh!
Hugo, yep. You still going to get me that overdue term paper?
Ugh.
Amanda. Great seeing you. Amanda finger guns her way out of the conversation like a champ. Duncan. She learned the finger guns move from me. I'm very proud.
Oh!
Hugo. She's definitely a charmer. Speaking of which, where did my son go?
Huh?
Hugo looks around the party. He must finally spot him because his eyes go wide.
What?
Ernest! Ernest Hemingway Vega, are you smoking?
Oh.
Ernest is holding a lit cigarette. Ernest. Nope. I see Ernest across the way. He casually takes a long drag of his cigarette and then flicks it into a gutter.
Oh.
Hugo. Unbelievable. Excuse me. This party is wild. Hugo marches over to Ernest and I turn my attention to Matt and Craig. Duncan. I was about to say it's weird that all these guys have dads, and then I was like, oh wait, the name of the game is Dream Daddy Dad Dating Simulator. And it made sense in my head. Duncan, kids, right?
Hey.
Matt, man, I do not envy Hugo. The last barbecue we have, Ernest tried to shove a sparkler down Joseph's pants. Then it burned down half the yard. Craig, the barbecue we had before that, he actually burned down half the yard. Matt, and then spread onto my lawn, burned down half of my yard too. That's a look. Hugo walks back over to us, practically dragging Ernest behind him. Hugo, hey everybody. Sorry about that. Duncan, this is my son, Ernest. Duncan, hello. Sounds like they don't water the yards enough. It really does. Ernest looks away, sulking, his hands shoved deep in his pockets. Also, this is a lot of stonework to catch fire. Ernest. Hugo nudges him impatiently. Ernest. Hey. Okay, so they all have... I don't know how clear it is to see on stream, but their eyes are all reflecting the light like foxes or dogs or cats' eyes do. It's kind of creepy, actually. Although I do like the fact they're blinking. Duncan. Nice to meet you, Ernest. What grade are you in? Ernest. Does it matter?
Oh.
Hugo? Ernest? Ernest, okay. Okay. I'm in 8th grade. God, are you happy now? I'm sure you were just dying to know. Duncan. Yeah. Good for you. Ernest, can I go now? I'm tired of talking to old dudes who blame my generation for the failing economy. Ouch. Ernest! Hugo. Ernest! Ernest. Oh yeah, because I'm totally embarrassing you. Ernest puts earbuds in and storms off to stand in the corner. Well, that was certainly something. Back to work, back to lurk. Have a great stream, bubs. Thank you, Weldy. Have a great stream. Great lurk. I hope that work isn't too bad. Duncan, he seems nice. Hugo puts his head in his hands and sighs.
Ah.
Hugo, I'm so sorry. He's having a really, really tough time. As much as I want to be the cool dad, I have to be the authoritarian dad, and he clearly resents me for it. Hey, that's fair. I wanted to be super cop, but I had to be sorry cop instead, so... I'm there with you, Hugo. Craig, I mean, I think as a dad and a teacher, that's about as authoritarian as you can get. But honestly, are any of us cool dads? Is it even possible to be a cool dad? Duncan, what? I'm cool as a cucumber.
Hey.
Matt, see that right there? You can't say that.
Oh.
Craig, my kids think I'm cool. Matt. But for how long, Craig? How long do we get to be the cool dads?
Oh.
Craig, I don't know.
Hey.
Matt, I think we just have to accept the fact that as dads, we've become the machine we once raged against and accept our fate to unironically wear socks with sandals. Your kids may think you're cool now, but the moment they hit puberty, you're doomed. Duncan, Amanda's 18. She still thinks I'm cool. Craig does seem to have the youngest kids. He does.
Oh.
I yell across the yard to my daughter. Duncan, Amanda, I'm cool, right? Amanda just laughs. She keeps laughing. Duncan, I see your point. Hugo, as much as we all want it, I don't think it's as important to be a cool dad as it is to be a good dad. We can't all be best friends with our kids. It just doesn't work. I mean, look at me in earnest. Our job as parents is to make sure our kids turn out okay. And in the child ranking this year, we have child B, according to our highly skilled parental test. Checks notes. Yes, they're a satisfactory child. I'm sorry I didn't see what that previous line was. My hand twitched as I moved it off the mouse so I could do the stupid joke. Hearing these guys talk about this makes me think of my relationship with Amanda. Woo, bees! We get along so well, but there might come a time when it won't be like that. Is college when that happens?
Hey.
However, I did learn that right click also advances the text. Hugo, don't let us eat up your time, Duncan. Give me some of the other people around the neighbourhood. Talk to Robert and Brian. I glanced across the yard and noticed Robert and Brian chatting over drinks. Man, I don't think I want to deal with being one-upped by Brian or whatever happened with Robert last night. Does the Nick Cage impression. Oh no, they caught me staring. Oh no, Brian's waving me over. Shoot! I flash a smile and walk over to them. Duncan, hey guys. Brian, Duncan, how the heck are you? Settling into the neighbourhood alright? Duncan, oh you betcha. Got the living room in order at least.
Oh.
Brian, that's great to hear. But there's some living room work as well. Finally got the 50-inch in there. The game looks great in high def. Oh boy. Duncan, have you met Robert yet? Duncan, yeah, we've met. Robert regards me over his whiskey. Robert, good seeing you again.
Hey.
Brian, we were just talking about my most recent camping trip. Spent a night out in the woods with Daisy and Maxwell. She's definitely an outdoorsy one. Even caught her first fish. 50-incher? Apparently so. Robert, it's good to see you taking your daughter out like that. I bet she loved it. Duncan, and it's great that she loves the outdoors. Mine loves being inside. Brian raises his eyebrows at me. Being inside, making art. She won a local competition for that art. Yep. Did I put it on too strongly? Robert stares at me blankly for a second. Robert, anyway, I haven't gone camping in years, not since the last time. Yeah, chat. I haven't been camping since the last time I went camping. Duncan, same here. Well, things change once you have kids. Wait. What happened the last time?
Hey.
Robert takes a long sip of whiskey. Robert, well, old Johnny Boy and me were out in the backcountry. Johnny Boy's a strong kid. Met him in my army days. Comes from Kansas. They build him tougher out there. Anyway, things go south pretty quick. Johnny Boy breaks his ankle and the rope bridge snaps. You could see the bone popping out through the skin. Johnny Boy's screaming now, crying for his mama, losing blood. We're 2 days out from the next living soul, and here I am with my dear friend bleeding out in front of me. I'm able to dress the wound, but now I've got a fireman carry a 6 foot, 180 pound man over some of the toughest terrain I've ever been in. I won't lie to you. There were moments during those 2 days when I thought about leaving old Johnny Boy. But you build a bond with your brothers in arms, and that bond never breaks. I got that boy back to civilization. But I lost some of me out there. Robert, I feel that in my heart, having played Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance with Ari. I bore that load so she didn't have to. Anyway. I guess that's camping for you. Brian and I stare in disbelief. Robert takes another long sip of whiskey. I'm just kidding. My friend John and I went inner tubing down a river and he lost a flip-flop. Missed that kid. Brian and I laugh nervously. Or am I kidding? Brian and I tense up again. I'm kidding. Whew. Amanda and Daisy barrel up to us, laughing. Daisy is holding a paper plate in front of her like a steering wheel. Daisy, we gotta get off this haunted truck. Amanda, oh no, the ghost locked the doors.
Hey!
Quick, hit the emergency escape button. Daisy, but trucks don't have emergency escape buttons. Amanda, then hit the brake, I guess, and then we'll get out of the truck. The imaginary truck.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're safe from the ghosts, but how will we ever survive this Arctic tundra? Daisy, you might have to eat me. Are you prepared to do that? Daisy, I'm prepared to do anything to survive. Amanda, that's cold-blooded. I like that. Daisy, although I'm not sure of the materials required to properly cook you. Robert, you know, that reminds me of the last time I went skiing. Brian, Robert. Wait a second. You guys playing long-haul ice road paranormal ghost truckers? Daisy, yeah. Duncan, Amanda and I love that show. Brian, it's the best. Especially that episode where Cam hides Flint's keys and Duncan. Flint retaliates by breaking an ancient cursed urn and sending the spirit after him. Yeah, it's such quality reality television. Robert, I don't watch a whole lot of television, but I do enjoy that show. That and war documentaries. Amanda, alright Daisy, I found us a couple of bugs. They're going to make a great meal. Lots of protein. Going to keep us from starving out here in this harsh, icy wasteland. It's a reality show. It makes the show even better. Oh yeah, it's totally a reality show. Daisy, but there's a whole table of food right over Amanda, Daisy, it's a game. We're playing pretend. It's what kids do. Live a little. Amanda gives Daisy a handful of gummy worms from the snack table. They eat them with mock disgust. Daisy, let's go find kindling for a fire.
Hey!
Amanda, okay.
Yeah.
But not an actual fire. Daisy, because we're playing pretend?
Alright.
Amanda, now you're getting it. Daisy and Amanda run off. What a cute couple of kids. Brian, man, I've never seen her get along with anyone so quickly. Duncan, I guess Amanda just sort of has a way with kids. Brian, that's kind of amazing. Daisy doesn't really get along with kids her age. It's nice that he's not trying to one-up me this time. Maybe we can have a regular friendship after all. Duncan, really? Brian, she just kind of keeps to herself. Her teachers say she spends every recess in the library. Been there. I think the other kids are intimidated by her intelligence. There it is. Duncan, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Amanda was shy at Daisy's age too. She used to have a habit of crawling under tables and crying every time we took her to a restaurant. She bit people too. Brian, kids, right? Duncan, gotta love them. You're required to, by law. Robert, I hear that. Brian, well, since they're getting along so well, maybe we should try to put together a little playdate for them. They do seem to get along really well, but the thought of continually hearing about all of Brian's accomplishments is rough. Does Robert have a kid? I would assume so based on the name of the game. But don't actually know. Duncan. Yeah, that'd be nice. Brian. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Go meet some of the other fellas. Joseph. And without further ado, let's work some magic. Joseph closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and gets to work. With the greatest of ease, he sets patties on the grill, flourishing as he flips his spatula in the air. It's easily some of the best grill work I've ever seen. You guys think this is my first time in front of a grill? He's working faster now, effortlessly tossing cheese onto patties and perfectly grilling onions on the side. One after another, the dads take notice and crowd around Joseph to admire his masterful technique. Craig, you probably didn't know this, Duncan, but Joseph's known around here for his grillmanship. Brian, he's ungrillievable.
Bro.
Craig, I've tried to get on his level, but I just can't catch up.
Hey, dude.
Matt, let's keep studying. He has a rare quality about him. Yes, game. Feed me the puns. Damien, mustard we keep talking about this? Can't we just appreciate the artist? Robert, I've never seen him make a mistake.
Oh.
Hugo, okay. We need to stop. This is getting too cheesy. Amanda, please stop. All of the children at the party boo the glorious display of puns in unison. Joseph. Alright guys, the food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue. Amanda groans. Just watch the guy drive off with Brum. I'm sorry, babe. But at least you didn't have to go with him. Like, you don't have to go to the outdoors. Doors. I'm blurry. I should stop doing things like that. I'll fix the blur, don't worry. Configure video, camera control. Seriously, all I do to fix the blur is just turn the autofocus off and back on again. Just have to wait for the bill. I know, babe, but unfortunately, it's cheaper to fix the car than buy a new car, so we'll have that, I guess. Amanda groans. We all grab our food and hang out, enjoying perfectly cooked cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Duncan. Man, it's so wild how all of us dads live in the same cul-de-sac.
Hey.
Matt, kinda nice, isn't it? It feels like there's a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid.
Oh.
Do you want me to come down and give you a quick cuddle, babe? I will 100% come and give you a cuddle. Craig, we're happy to have you here, man. I think you're going to like this neighborhood a lot. Hugo. Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all of the kids. If she decides to get into the babysitting game, she'll really make a killing.
Oh.
Joseph. Hey, why don't you add us all on Dad Book? Duncan. Dad Book?
Oh.
Joseph. Yeah, it's a great social network for dads to keep in touch with each other. We're all on it, so if you ever need to reach out to anyone, it's the simplest way to do it. Duncan. Sorry, just an old-fashioned dad. Social media goes over my head sometimes. Amanda. Don't worry, Pops. I'll help you figure it out. Chat. I'll leave you with a chatling. I'm going to deliver a fresh cuddle to my fiancée to help cheer her up. Bride, chatling, and... I have returned. And I am blurry once more. Gosh dang it. I promise, chat, autofocus is turned on. Anyway, back to the game. Amanda, don't worry, Pops. I'll help you figure it out. The rest of the barbecue goes smoothly. We all trade stories and drink beer as our kids play on the lawn. Amanda breaks up a fight between Carmencita and those weird twins. I think they wanted her soul. Camera wants to focus on what it wants to focus on. That is true. Okay, that's the end of chapter 1. That achievement that just popped is called Welcome to the Neighborhood. Amanda and I walk back to our place as the sun sets over the neighborhood. Pretty fun party, don't you think? Wish I could have been playing Paranormal Ice Road Truckers. Duncan, you and Daisy seem like you're having a way better time than I was.
Yes.
Amanda, because we were.
Huh?
Well, hey, at least you met some other cool dads. You should hit them up on Dadbook. Duncan, maybe I will. If I ever figure out how social media works. I have a good feeling about this place. Amanda, me too, Dad. Spend less money than you make. What a good tip that is. Amanda and I arrive home with the remnants of our veggie plate. Seems like nobody's really into the cauliflower. Well, good news. Put in some cheese sauce, bake it, you got cauliflower cheese. You can also curry cauliflower. I think you can also, if you like, dice it up, mix it with potato and stuff, you can make a burger out of it. Or fry it. Duncan, any big plans for this evening? Amanda, actually, yeah, I'm going out with some friends. Duncan, oh. Amanda, is that okay? Duncan, of course, just keep me posted and be home before midnight. Amanda, you got it. Duncan, and be careful. Amanda, I will. Duncan, make good choices. Amanda, of course. Duncan, and call me if you need anything. Amanda, Dad, you're not going to do the thing where you wait silently for me to come home in the living room with all the lights off, are you? Duncan, what? No. I've never done that. And I will never do that. Amanda, okay. Do you have any plans tonight? Duncan, my plans were kind of to eat ice cream and watch TV with Amanda, but I'll find something to do. We'll work on some stuff. Duncan, you know, that stuff. I'm just relaxing tonight. Have fun, okay? Amanda, great. See you later. And she finger pistols her way out of that conversation as well. I watch Amanda drive off into the night. I really do hope she has fun. I plop down in front of the TV and turn on some Wine and Dine Mastermind with celebrity chef Gavin Chapman. Looks like Gavin's making a roasted rack of lamb with rosemary mashed potatoes. I'd love to be able to cook like that, although I think if I was actually good at cooking, I'd use my powers for evil, like just making baked Alaskas all day instead of any food of real nutritional substance. Real talk, never had a baked Alaska, but they sound delicious whenever they're mentioned and described to me. Can anyone in chat confirm that a baked Alaska is in fact delicious? Man, Gavin Chapman just called that thing on fire, but he meant to do it. What a professional. You've had a baked Alaska, it was okay? I lose track of time as I... Well, thank you, Ari. You've tempered my expectations. I lose track of time as I blaze through several episodes of Wine and Dine Mastermind, and also one episode of some cooking show called Meat Hell. I'm not even sure what that one was about. It was just a lot of yelling. Not big into desserts? Oh, that's fair. Who might be the worst person to ask? Man, I just like food. Starters, mains, desserts. Just give it to me. Didn't Gordon Ramsay do a show that was something hell? Anyway, I glance at my watch. Man, it's almost midnight. I should check in with Amanda. I send a text. Hey kiddo, you good? I wander into the kitchen as I wait for a reply. Amanda's phone is almost always in her hand, so I'm sure she'll respond soon. Unless she's driving home now, in which case I hope she doesn't respond soon. Hell's Kitchen, that's the one. Because I definitely taught her better than to text and drive. I reach into the freezer and grab an ice cream sandwich. It's a little late for this, but I think I earned it after a long day of socializing. I check my watch again, and then my phone. Nothing yet. Okay, see, now I'm worried. Do I call her? Do I call the cops? No, it's too soon for that. I'll just send her a gentle reminder text. What's up? Half an hour passes. Now I'm really worried. The episodes of Gavin Chapman's Meet Hell, yeah, it's Gordon Ramsay, are not only assuaging my anxiety, but possibly exacerbating it with all the yelling. So I keep pacing around the house, waiting for her to come back. Why didn't I find out where she was going? Who was she even with? Why don't I know any of her friends' phone numbers? Why don't I even know any of her friends' full names? Who is Emma P? I decide to send her another text. Amanda, please text me and let me know you're okay. I can't help but think of all the awful things that could have happened to her. Oh, thank God it's her. Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally. Finally she's back home. I'm glad she's okay. Amanda, sup? Duncan. Sweetie, thank God you're safe.
Oh.
Amanda, yep. But now that I know that she's okay, I'm really mad. Why didn't you answer my texts? Amanda pulls her phone out of her pocket. Amanda, oh. Whoops. Guess I didn't see those. She starts to walk to her room. Duncan. Amanda Ann! Amanda. Whoa! We're pulling out the middle name now. Duncan. Amanda, you came home an hour and a half after your curfew and you didn't respond to any of my texts. You really freaked me out. I was about to call the cops. Amanda. Dad, you're seriously overreacting. You're not going to be like this when I go off to school, are you? I have a right to be concerned. You're my only daughter. Amanda. Well, I can't give you a play-by-play of everything I do all the time. I'm 18. You shouldn't even be giving me a curfew in the first place. I sit down on the couch and put my head in my hands. Not my hands in my head. That is something very graphic and not at all in line with the themes of this game. I feel very tired all of a sudden. Duncan. You really scared me. Just... please don't do that again. Amanda. Alright. I'm going to go to bed now. Tries to put hands in head. Punch. Amanda closes the door to her room, and I head to mine. Jeez. As I'm falling asleep, one thing she said keeps echoing in my mind. You're not going to be like this when I go off to school, are you? You. I definitely didn't sleep well last night. I brew some strong coffee and make some scrambled eggs for Amanda as a peace offering. She eventually wanders into the kitchen. Amanda, hey.
Oh.
I thought about what you said last night. What a tiny kitchen. I mean... it's got about... I would say this is about the same size as the kitchen I grew up in. Yeah, the music in this game is very Terraria-esque, isn't it? I've been trying to figure out what game it reminds me of, and you've nailed it, Satet. I thought about what you said last night. I should have texted you. I said I was going to do it, and I didn't. I honestly just didn't even think about it. I'm really sorry, Pops. I won't do it again. Duncan. Well... you're an adult now. I shouldn't have gotten so worked up. Amanda. Team man? Team man. Amanda gives me a hug. Want some eggs? Amanda. You know it. Sprinkle some cheese on them. Duncan. Already did. Amanda. Bless you. Amanda scarfs down the eggs in the time it takes me to wash the pan. Alright. I'm off to school. Smell you later. Duncan. Wait. One more thing before you go. Amanda. What? Duncan. What's Dad Book?
Aww.
Amanda. It's a social media platform. Duncan. Wait. Amanda. What? Duncan. What's a social media platform? Amanda. Dad, I have to go to school. Duncan. Come on, Amanda. I'm an old man. I can't put together a Dad Book profile on my own. Amanda. Alright. I'll help you sound interesting on the internet. Hey chat, can you make me sound interesting on the internet? Amanda spends the next couple minutes setting up my profile on Dad Book, which, as it turns out, is a place where dads can get together and talk about fatherhood.
Aww.
Amanda, alright Pops, we've got to fill out your profile. Let's get some likes and dislikes. On a Friday night, you are most likely to... Coin collection, Netflix and grill, fall asleep watching the History Channel, torment my children with dad puns, sink into blissful oblivion. Puns. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? Trusted Grail, a lost shaker of salt, Castaway on DVD for instructional purposes, a boat, obviously. I don't need anything, my survival skills have trained me for this day. A boat, obviously. What are your turn-ons? Strong dad arms, tennis shoes with long white socks, a well-manicured lawn, street smarts, top-tier grillmanship, comfortable with crying. I think we're going to go with comfortable with crying because that means they're in touch with their emotions. What did you want to be when you grew up? Technical writer for manuals and instructions. I'm going to pause the game here and address the chat directly. I've done it. Don't. Salty boat captain, pro skater who's also an astronaut, good father. Obviously, the only answer that ever should be chosen, the president of space. What's your favourite movie genre? War documentaries? Sean Connery's entire filmography. Anything on Laserdisc, romantic comedies, whatever will make me cry, old comedies that haven't aged well. I'm going with rom-coms. Sean Connery? Yeah, respect the man for his acting ability. Don't respect him for his personal attitude. What's your ideal date? Napping together, doing a 1,000-piece puzzle together, eating a healthy dinner at 4 p.m, trying to geocache but getting hopelessly lost, arson, being emotionally vulnerable. Oh, heck yeah, trying to geocache but getting hopelessly lost. What do you never leave home without? A sensible cardigan, my sick vape, my book of word jumbles and a pen, a cool knife, my cripplingly low self-esteem. I frequently forget my phone, keys and wallet at home sometimes. The low self-esteem. I spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories, how proud I am of my child, potential ends of the world, if I'll ever be able to love myself as much as I love my grill, when I can get a next cup of coffee, lawnmower modifications, potential ends of the world, profile complete. Amanda, see? That wasn't so bad. Duncan. Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I could totally spend all day on here just looking at people's profiles. Amanda. You should message one of them, or more than one of them. All of these dads seem pretty interesting. Duncan. Okay. I promise I'll make some friends. But they're internet friends. Even if they live next door. Amanda gives me a hug. Amanda. Go get him, Dad.
Welcome. You've got dads.
I've got dads. Is this my daughter Amanda? Dad Manda. Hi Duncan, it's me, your dear old friend from way back in the day, Dad Manda. I'm delighted to see you've signed up for Dadbook. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service, so you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads, like myself. Take care not to miss them. This is pure soccer energy from Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm here for it. Amanda, is that you? What are you doing on Dadbook? Why Duncan? I never. We've known each other since business school. How could you possibly confuse me for your amazing and talented and easy to buy things for daughter? Though I am of course flattered. You should buy Amanda more things. Amanda, you know I didn't go to business school. I barely even managed to get my degree. Wait. No. Wow. I didn't say that. You never heard that. This is gold. I was a great student, I swear. I graduated at the top of my class because I worked hard and ate all my vegetables. Totally holding on to this for later. Wait, do you remember what I majored in? I decline to comment. Cool. So we got Craig. Dad of 3, business entrepreneur, and fitness enthusiast. Juggling work, family and fitness is a tough gig, but someone's got to do it. On Friday night, you are most likely to get one last good cardio session in. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A box of energy bars. What are your turn-ons? A sub 6-minute mile. Now, question. Does he mean someone who can run a mile in less than 6 minutes? Or a bottom who runs a mile in 6 minutes? Which does he mean, chap? What did you want to be when you grew up? Beer pong world champion. What's your favourite movie genre? Buddy cop movies forever. 6-minute mile is wild. What's your ideal date? Scaling a huge, dangerous mountain for fun. What do you never leave home without? An extra tube of energy gel. Spend a lot of time thinking about. My mile time used to be so good. What happened? Have I peaked? Sorry, his name is Craig Kahn. We got Matt Seller, avid music enthusiast, passionate coffee drinker. That is the mood, Craig. You can find me most days selling bean juice over at the Coffee Spoon or hanging out at the park with my amazing daughter. Hit me up about 80s no-wave music. On a Friday night, you're most likely to perfect my cold brew setup. One drip at a time, baby. If you had one thing to take with you to a desert island, what would it be? Fine tunes to pass the days away. What are your turns on? Multi-instrumentalism. What did you want to be when you grew up? A barista, weirdly enough. What's your favourite movie genre? Shit with subtitles. Ah, yes. That's a genre I'm familiar with. What's your ideal date? We go to the animal shelter and seriously consider adopting a cat. But you don't. What do you never leave home without? My headphones, both in-ear and over-ear, just in case. I spend a lot of time thinking about where did writing commas into song titles come from, and where did it go? Did we all just agree that it's a bad idea? Same place Cotton Eye Joe went. Brian Harding. Hey, I'm Brian. Spend most of my days hanging out with my awesome daughter and thinking up new ways to grill things. If you like fishing, then we'll get along. On a Friday night, you're most likely to see just how slowly I can cook a piece of brisket. I have 2 cats. I'm not allowed to have any more cats currently. You have reached your cat limit. Hey, Unstable Dares, you've been cat off. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? My fishing pole. What are your turn-ons? A keen understanding of steak cuts. What did you want to be when you grew up? Fireman. What's your favourite movie genre? Romantic comedies. What's your ideal date? Deck building. Ah yes, Brian. I too enjoy playing Magic the Gathering, Dominion, and other deck building games of that kind. Obviously in Magic the Gathering, the deck building is the theoretical part where you actually make your deck. You don't use it, because that's a different kind of game. Oh man, I want to play Dominion. I haven't played Dominion in like a decade. Shards of Infinity is a good deck building game though. Didn't see Brian being an MTG fan. That's fair. What do you never leave home without? My portable fishing pole. Well then, when he gets to the desert island, he's sorted. I spend a lot of time thinking about how my daughter is smarter than I am. Gee, I think he likes fishing. Robert, when the internet gains sentience and decides to destroy us all, you know it'll use this information against us, right? On a Friday night, you're most likely to make a deal in an alleyway. Have it go badly. Who's the cop? Was it Giacomo? I trusted Giacomo. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? Gun. You main deck's elephant graveyard. What are your turns on? Don't talk to me. What did you want to be when you grew up? Grifter. What's your favourite movie genre? Italian neo-realism. What's your ideal date? Grave robbing. What do you never leave home without? At least 4 knives. I spend a lot of time thinking about you ever really look into a rabid animal's eyes? Hey, speaking of that, I saw a headline yesterday, day before, something like that, about a man who got bitten by a rabid bat, refused the vaccine. Robert tries too hard. Who is this guy? I don't know, he's a mystery. Seriously though, also Robert Small, if you ever get bitten by a rabid animal, you get that vaccine if it's possible. Damien Blood March, how do you do? I finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you'd ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. On a Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts while I taxidermy my newest specimens. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. Now that, Damien, is a big mood. What's your favourite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What's your ideal date? It's night. We are at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. I will admit a coffin is appropriate for a desert island. It is, because you've got your pre-built shelter right there. You just kind of have to wedge it in so it doesn't get swept out to sea by freak waves, and you're golden. What you never leave home without? Yeah, it keeps the bugs out. He's so creepy yet so cute. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. So, a cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Although I might recommend a satellite phone instead. That works too. Hugo Vega, middle school teacher, high school teacher, writer of scholarly articles on 18th century literature for various esteemed publications. If you're on here to tell me that my son put a cherry bomb in your trash, I know, and I'm sorry. On a Friday night, you are most likely to brew some strong tea and paint my miniatures. Well, fuck, Hugo is me. If you had one chance, no. Decaf tea and painting miniatures if my tremors are good. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A remembrance of things past by Marcel Proust. What are your turn-ons? Muscles. What did you want to be when you grew up? Movie star. What's your favourite movie genre? Documentaries and art history. What's your ideal date? Each of us read a different book on opposite sides of the couch in comfortable silence. I'll tell you what, that sentence got more relatable the longer I read it. What do you never leave home without? My glasses. Actually, I forget them at home a lot. I spend a lot of time thinking about... I worry that people who are against e-readers are more in love with the idea of books than actually reading them. Joseph Christensen. Voted Maple Bay's #1 youth minister for 5 years running. He's the only youth minister in Maple Bay, is what we're not being told. Living in my hometown with my beautiful wife and our 4 amazing kids. If I'm not in church, you can catch me out on the open water, setting sail on the seas of adventure. I love playing guitar and crushing my kids at Candyland. On a Friday night, you are most likely to lead the community in a fun mixer. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? My 6-string. What are your turns on? Turns on. What are your turn-ons? My loving wife. Yeah, Joseph, I think there's an issue there. What did you want to be when you grew up? Ship captain. What's your favorite movie genre? Feel-good movies. What's your ideal date? Lovely night on the town with my wife. Oh, so he's Polly. Gotcha. What do you never leave home without? The Good Book. Now. Joe has to know? Oh, he has to know. Absolutely. Now, I have an issue here. Because good and book are not capitalized, that technically does not mean the Bible. The Good Book being obviously an informal title for the Bible. That just means any book that he considers good. Okay. So, headcanon, Joseph's into 50 Shades of Grey, which means we just disregard him immediately because that's not a good book. I spend a lot of time thinking about how I can be a better man, husband, and father. Obviously, we're messaging Damien. That's it, 56. Go ask your mother. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page. Type out the message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. He takes V20 everywhere and he uses it when preaching. Sorry, wind. Yeah, is he a Bahari? No, I've got it. Son of Set, he's a minister. That's a joke that very few people will get. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Duncan. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. Oh no, he's a Bahali. I mean, I had a Bahali in the V5 game I ran. I wish that game had managed to get some traction behind it, but it was too inconsistent for me to justify the time expenditure. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours, humbled, D. Bloodmarch. Real talk though, chat? Afternoon tea and a stroll around a garden does sound like a pretty cool way to spend an afternoon. Having done similar things in the past. Angel, next time, when we're allowed into the outside world again, we should totally make an afternoon tea up and take it to Speak and just spend some time in the gardens there. Or see if Chester Zoo do an afternoon tea, which is a more expensive option. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Duncan. Hey, Amanda.
Huh.
I can't take you. They took my car. You'll have your car back by the time I'm allowed outside safely again. Fun fact, chat, in case you're wondering, and haven't seen in the We Care channel from a couple of weeks ago. COVID regulations in England expire in something like 2 weeks. I'm medically vulnerable. The official government guidelines for medically vulnerable people. I should clarify. The regulations include such things as self-isolate if you're positive for coronavirus. For a coronavirus infection. The guidelines I'm supposed to adhere to protect myself are take the precautions everyone else is taking and then take more. Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she'd been crying. Duncan. Hey. Are you alright? Amanda.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm cool. He'll be safe to go out in 10 years, 2 months, and 14 days.
Huh.
I just found out that the succulent I'd been watering and singing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic. Even the dirt was fake. Duncan. Oh, honey.
Oh.
If there's, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And I'll always be here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away. Amanda. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. But I'm fine, really. I'm unconvinced. Press X to doubt. But I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. Can you help me with something?
Aww.
Amanda. Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. Yeah. Duncan, no. No, can you interpret this for me?
Ah.
I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Amanda, oh, totally, this is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying lol and lamau for what... elmau. Way to seem like I belong on the internet, or whatever, and decided that what they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. Duncan, so what do I do? Amanda, where's your pen and quill? Duncan, what?
Yeah.
Amanda, did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the noblemen in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Duncan, okay, now I know you're messing with me. Amanda, Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land.
Ah.
Or our dowry. Or... Duncan. So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Ah.
Amanda. Like the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still gotta be, though. Pride and Prejudice is pretty good. Never read the book. Other things to read. But I like the movies. Duncan, great. So what do I say to Damien? I have read Wuthering Heights, though, which I feel stands me in good stead for tragedy. And books about mentally ill people who are extremely toxic for each other. Because I am, in fact, a walking trash file myself. Amanda, I got this. Makes you don't care for Austin or Hardy. They're not for everyone. Totally understand. I know Angel likes Austin. I don't think either of us have read Thomas Hardy. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards.
Yes.
Duncan. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Duncan. Well, I suppose that's that. Is he a good poet? He's pretty good. Come for the gay dating sim, stay for the highbrow literature discussion. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. That's the Addams family house. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I'm waiting for Burroughs to arrive from the library. It's the guy who wrote Tarzan, right? Edgar Rice? Tarzan and John Carter of Mars? Once I've got through my to-read pile, which admittedly is 3 books of folk stories, collection of essays on the psychology of fear, and a Star Wars novel, I might go back to reading some Howard. Ooh, John Carter arriving. Exciting. Some classic sci-fi. I have a text. I'm checking to see if it's important or not. Absolutely not. It is just my service provider. Meanwhile, pulling the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker. Oh, I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy. When I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. Well, that's Lucian. That's Damien. And that's a doggo. Yep, sorry. It's not a dog. It's not. We just don't talk about Uncle Fergus. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut. Also, this is an afternoon tea. And that's a nice collection of skulls. I like what Damien's done with the place. The front door slams behind me. Duncan, hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Especially as there's a fireplace. Where's Damien? Damien. Duncan! Pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder, also known as a candelabra. Candelabrum, sorry. What's, Sorry, Duncan. What's with the door slamming shut? We don't kink shame here. Fergus's children are a bit more simian than he was. It's true. Let's say what else. It's true.
Oh.
Damien. Oh, sorry. There was a draft. Duncan. And the door creaking open when I knocked?
Oh.
Damien. I accidentally left the door unlocked. Duncan. And the creepy oil paintings? Damien. I like oil paintings. Duncan. Right. Damien. Right. Please, let me show you around. Duncan. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlour, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlour again for some reason. Damien, this is one of the older homes on the block. Yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past the door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Wait, there's a parlour and a sitting room? And an auxiliary sitting room, don't forget that. Duncan, did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? Damien, that's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward! Onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. Damien, and this is the library. Sheesh, where does Damien get money from? Like, prints it, I guess. Sweet Lepidoptery collection. Seems like an expensive house. You don't sit in the parlour unless you have very fancy guests. Sunlight streams in from floor to ceiling arched windows, The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. One thing to note, this is not arched. This is boxed. 2, the holiday cottage Angel and I stayed in with her parents last year, the room that we were in had a chaise-longue. It's just a random chaise-longue in the bedroom under the skylight. It was a perfect place to read from, though. I assure you, it was a great place. We immediately looked at it and agreed that I need a swooning couch because I'm very dramatic. I don't know if it comes across on stream, but I can be quite melodramatic, IRL. I see in this age of pandemic I have no guests. Therefore do not need a parlour and a sitting room. Look out the window. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Can be. Yeah, babe. I'm not permanently drama. Just extra. Try. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Damien, did you know the Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly at full-length windows? Did they, Damien? Did they really? Duncan, wait, really? Damien, no. But the Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Oh, I don't emote very well in Stable Dares. I'm just melodramatic. Duncan, nice bugs. Damien, I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. Which is why reading stuff like this is really good for me, because it allows me to practice emotional delivery of words. Duncan, I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Oh. Damien, the pin is gambit. Duncan, is that a thing? Damien, no. Pick up a book. Damien, you know, Duncan, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youth into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I'm pretty sure that there's a list of reasons women have been admitted to a sanitarium online somewhere, and I think one of them was reading too much. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Duncan. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Damien, okay! I think that's enough. Damien collects Naruto erotica, apparently. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf, and then sleeves it so it doesn't look like what it is. Damien, that's a rare book from my private collection. You printed that off from Archive of Our Own, didn't you, Damien? Yep, you'd be locked up, babe. Obviously, I'd be locked up for being gender fluid. I have a confusion of the gender, I guess. Be a fanciful way of saying it. Or, in less fancy terms, what would be the word? Cell buddies? Even better, babe. Book buddies. I know. Can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where our finger foods have already been set upon a beautiful tiered silver tray, which was gold, if you remember. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. Yep, that's gold. Duncan, I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. Duncan, what? Damien, it's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they're served. Duncan. Oh. Damien, my dear friend, we are currently enjoying afternoon tea. Duncan, that's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me, serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Aubergine. Duncan, it seems like you've really put a lot of work into this place.
Huh.
Damien, thank you.
Huh.
No one's ever complimented my home before. Duncan, hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place. And look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. Tiny food. Oh, and trapped her. Tiny food. Damien, that's very generous of you to say. Duncan, what got you so interested in goth stuff?
Oh.
Damien, well, when I was a young boy, my father... Duncan, did he take you into the city?
Huh.
My Chemical Romance joke. Damien, sorry. Duncan, did you guys see a marching band? Damien, I'm afraid I don't understand. Duncan, you're serious. Damien, of course. Duncan, but it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Damien. Duncan, seriously. Damien, I'd love to see a marching band. Having lived next to a marching band's practice route for like 3 years, Damien, the novelty wears off, I assure you. Duncan. Damien, nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Duncan, why not go all the way? Damien, I like not dying when I catch a cold. Mood. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love them all the same. Tell me, Duncan. He's rich and eccentric, thinks it's a trust fund baby. Tell me, Duncan, do you have any hobbies? Duncan, oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care enough about anything the way you care about this stuff. Damien, well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and, quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like watching soap making videos on the internet. Soap is an important advancement in modern society, getting rid of germs and stuff. I would say that the people who make soap are the true heroes here. To watch them work is an honour. I tried making some with Amanda once, and we both had to go to the doctor for the rashes, which I guess goes to show that we should leave it to the professionals. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches.
Oh.
Damien, come. I have one more thing to show you. Okay, I want his garden. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. Damien, my garden. Duncan, it's beautiful. And now we're on to Minecraft music. Damien, thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet could affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous, bright orange flower off of a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Oh my gosh, my loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest. 3 cheers. Thou art the tightest. Damien. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Duncan. Well. Damien, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favourite type of flower? Ooh. Fun fact about sunflowers, they're I can't remember the exact name for them, but they're actually a colony of flowers. So the petals are all different flowers, the heads are different flowers. Is this the place I once again complain about lack of medieval flower code on the internet? Oh my gosh, I wish there was more information on the flower language. Dear gosh, is that stuff interesting. We're going to say honeysuckle. They smell really good. and then you can eat the tiniest little drop of nectar when you pull the stem out. Damien, I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a good bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, the phone rings.
Huh.
Damien, oh, Duncan, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Duncan, go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I'd put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes, and then immediately died. Oh hey, gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle. Oh hey, minigame.
Fix that guard.
Oh gosh, so I'm pretty sure this is the head. Oh, they're upside down as well. Oh gosh, how do I... No, please.
Goal!
Yes! Rotary phone in his pocket. Duncan, please. Try to use my game, can't seem to find good resources. Yeah, there are very few resources on the flower language, and it really annoys me, because I was trying to use it for... I think I was trying to use it for role-playing purposes as well, actually. Whew, that was a close one. Oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Damien, Duncan, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. Also, can we talk about the fact that minigame is called Fix That Garg? Duncan, no problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Damien, everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. Duncan, what's wrong? Damien, he appears to have... Well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. That means as quickly as possible. Duncan, do you need help? Damien, oh, no, you don't have to. Duncan, let me come with you, as Dad's got to stick together. Damien, you're... Right, this is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Duncan, let's go. So, Hugo's voiced by Ray Naves Jr., who's a streamer on Twitch that Angel and I used to watch a lot of content for. So it's kind of weird hearing him in the game. But then I was like, hey, he played this game and dated himself, so that must be even weirder. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Which also brings me to the point of, like, yeah, I'd love to voice act, but kind of, I'm glad that I don't, because of how weird that must be. Hugo. Hey, Damien. You're here in record time.
Oh, no.
Damien. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. Damien. What is it this time? Hugo, this, Damien, you have to see to believe. He played the game and failed at dating himself. That's the funny thing. It really is. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Hugo, watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher, in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Teacher, thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. Oh, they went for the cask of Amontillado. Ah, it's all good. Boys will be boys.
Huh.
Damien, what happened here? Lucian. Ernest punched me. Ernest. Lucian tried to kill me. The room falls silent. Lucian, I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. Sorry. Sorry. Telltale heart. Ernest, you promised me there was wine down... Nope, back to the Cask of Amontillado. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me.
Huh.
Hugo, whoa, wait a second. Lucian, did you try to... Cask of Amontillado, Ernest? Heck yeah, he did. It's a short story about Edgar Allan Poe. Lucian, I'm neither confirming nor denying that. It's the cask. Yup. I turned to Damien. Oh yeah, because Telltale Heart is a dead body that gets bricked into the wall, but there's a cat in there or something. I turned to Damien and whispered to him. Duncan, what's Cask of Amontillado?
Huh.
Damien, there's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to a cellar with the promise of wine of fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. Seriously, it is a good... Edgar Allan Poe is one of those writers that you're reading it and you're like, this just shouldn't be as good as it is. I mean, obviously, they're not all great short stories, but they are good short stories. Let's believe there will be wine in the basement of the middle school. Which child needs more help? You're not wrong, Angel. You are not wrong. So wait, Lucian, did you try to do that to him? Lucian, I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. Duncan, what was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while he slowly built a tomb around him? Lucian, well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot. And then he realized I'd lied about the wine. Ernest, and you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. You sure there isn't wine in the cellar of middle school? How do the teachers manage otherwise? The wine clearly in the coffee machine in the teacher's lounge. Hugo, Ernest, 20 minutes. Ernest, Dad.
What?
Hugo, it took you 20 minutes. Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the Cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucian was leading you to an elaborate ruse. Did you even read the story? Check the drop ceilings, obviously. Oh, speaking of drop ceilings, drop bears, koalas. Koalas are on the endangered list now. I think they're going the route of the panda, where they're too stupid to reproduce. Yeah, well... In all fairness, where it says 2 weeks on the Cask of Amontillado, how many literature lessons is that? I don't know how the American school system works. But for me, that would have been like 4 sessions. 4 lessons. Also, yeah, I imagine Australian wildfires are not helping with the koala situation. Ernest, I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie. Ernest, it's like 30 pages long, if that. I could go and get my collected Poe book, which is gorgeous, and I'm still very grateful to Angel for buying it for me, and check how many pages it actually is. 1 45-minute lesson in the school day. Okay. What are your lessons like then? Like English literature every day? I guess English every day? That's weird. I don't like it. "14 lessons on the Cask of Amontillado seems a bit strange. Every class, every day. Ooh. Do I have all of Lovecraft stories too then? You bet I do. Hey, guess who bought me those as well? And Angel's mum bought me the collected Conan stories by Robbie Howard. His name might. That sounds weird. But I guess I went to a large-ish school that didn't have that many teachers. Anyway. You do feed my habit. It's true, babe. Read the first 5 pages, read a review of the movie.
Sweet Manchego.
Hugo. It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Here we go. Told you it's a short story. Ernest. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Lucian. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. Lucian, you guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Teacher, alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Teacher, Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Damien, thank you for your mediation. Did Duncan Mann really do anything there? We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. Lucian, I'm not going to therapy again.
Oh no.
Damien. I know, son. That's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too.
Huh.
Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job. I know how much you want your own car. Duncan served as a means to explain to the audience what the cask is. That's true. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Lucian. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. Damien, I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. Lucian. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car, slams the door and runs inside. Damien, I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. Duncan. It's alright, and all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good. So there's your silver lining.
Oh.
Damien, there is that. Yes. We're going to admire him. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. Damien, I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favours. Duncan, it rarely does. You're a good dad. Hearts and aubergines. What? Duncan, see you around soon. Don't skilled masons make good money these days? They do. And also skilled masons make good money and become masons. Think that one through. Damien, it would be my honour and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy.
Oh.
I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Amanda, yo! Duncan, what you watching? Which rank of mason? You got that joke, you're a smirt? Well, probably not a lodge master. Is it wizard? No, that's KKK. Abort! Tiny House Hunting Brothers, Extreme Edition. Duncan, I hate this show. No, I'm smirt. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. Wife, I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. Husband, but honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. Wife, I am not pooping outside, Greg. Yeah, Greg, she's not pooping outside. She's a classy lady. She deserves the inside latrine. Duncan, why don't they just get a regular sized house? Amanda, I don't know. Tiny houses are pretty cool though, let's face it. How'd afternoon tea go? The house is inside though. It's the inside outhouse. Duncan, it got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to... Amanda, he lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? Duncan, how did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Amanda, Lucian livestreamed the entire thing. Chat. Rather than having video games for the channel goals, I think I might have a new idea for what I can do when I reach 40 subscribers or 300 followers. But don't tell anyone. Duncan, this entire day is beyond me. Duncan, but otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company. And a surprisingly diplomatic dad. Amanda, I dig his style. You're not bricking a child into a cellar. Hey, if it gets the views. Duncan, you know what? Me too. And yes, it doesn't have to be a child. Date complete. I hate that noise.
Wow. My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
Oh, okay. Cool. I S-ranked my date with Damien. Interview with the Vampire is the name of the achievement for going on all the dates with Damien. Fang rating, yeah, I noticed that. However, it is time to go. So I will bid you all a fond adieu. So tomorrow is the Onyx Path stuff. What I will probably do is go back to Disco Elysium to finish that up. And then this will be the stream game until I finish this. Because I'll see how many dates you can go on. Obviously there's 3 per dad. But I don't know if there's a max of like 5 dates. However, YouTube, thank you for watching. Sorry, these are 2 videos, and also Twitch. Sorry, this was 3 streams. This has been a weird day for both Angel and myself. But thank you for watching YouTube. I will see you around Twitch. We'll find someone to raid in just a moment. I need to alt-tab. I saved, right? I need to alt-tab out of the game window so I can stop the YouTube recording.